What's going on? What's going on, Men of Prestige? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Men of Prestige. Shout out to everyone that's brand new here. We're going to have a conversation today, but let's have some fun, right? Um, Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, welcome back. This is Ola. My name is Ola. I run this platform called Men of Prestige. This is designed um, for men who wants to get better, for men who wants to have a conversation about getting better. This is designed. It's not a shaming platform. It's not a blaming platform. We try to avoid any form of judgmental, any form of condemnation, because we believe that we have a lot more good in us than we have bad. We do have a lot of bad in us, and the bad tends to take over. So because negative has a very unique way of taking over, even if it's just a few moments. So shout out to all my Obodo fam who are here to have this conversation with us. I do see. Let me just go ahead and do a quick shout out. This is a very small platform. We're just growing, so pardon me as I adjust to a little bit more of a bigger audience today. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you are sharing this video with everyone that may not be here right now. Shout out to Precious Babe. Hello, hello, hello. We have AM. Hello, AM. Yes, yes, from Man to Be. Yes, yes. And then, yes. Now, ladies, you're welcome. Like I said, please let me know where you're plugging in from too. You're welcome. Uh, yeah, I do realize that most of you are probably gonna be ladies. That's fine, you know. But one thing I want you to be aware of is that again, I will talk to men and I will also talk to ladies. I will share with you what you should expect from a healthy relationship, right? What should be your expectation from a healthy relationship in 2022, not 1960? Because the truth is that things are changing, right? And as a matter of fact, the only constant in life is change. All right. Shout out to all the people that have been here from day one. Okay. You may see a bigger audience here right now. It's because I was featured on a show, some few shows in the past few days. I've always featured on my Auntie B's platform. So, but we have a very serious topic going on right now. And I do have 21 plus lessons. There's more than 21 lessons that I want to share with you today. Again, for men, and also as if you're a lady, you should look at it as what you should expect from a man who desires to be in a healthy relationship with you. Okay, a lot of it are going to be nuance based, not right and wrong. See, I can't really spell out your right and wrong for you. Okay, we're going to review a few clips here in a second too. It's about 14 different events that led us down this path, and we have to talk about it, right? And shout out to Ree from Canada, yes, and Precious Bay from UK, yes. Shout out to Elion RG from Dallas, Texas. That's my hometown. K Baba, good day, sir. Thank you for stopping by, K. Thank you. Do I offer mentorship services? We'll talk about that later. But you can see a scrolling ticker on the screen. If you want to take advantage of some of the stuff I have going on. Hello, Indiama, Yvette, watching from USA. Awesome, awesome. We have Liz, and shout out to you guys. Yes, and then we have Audrey from Jersey, right? Jersey. Now that's home for me. That's where I am broadcasting from, as a matter of fact. And yes, and I recognize your name, but I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, right? And then we also have Kumbi. Here we have we have Dami or Dami Ayeni from San Diego. Shout out to you guys. MD. Yes, Chiny, I see that. That's awesome. Yeah, so please subscribe to Lola and Ola. Subscribe to here, and make sure you refer all the people you know that are men that may want to have this kind of conversations. Every single one of them want to have this conversation. We all care about relationship, right? We all care about healthy lifestyle, right? We all care, and if you don't realize that you care yet, wait until you get hit with crisis, and then suddenly you're going to realize that you need the same thing, right? So I might have a surprise later on for you. I can't confirm, okay? But what I really want us to discuss today is to go through the events over the past few days with the bishop. Okay, bishop has lessons for us. It may be indirect in nature, right? But it is what it is. Anyone can teach you. Anyone can bring drama, story, anything like that. You can learn from a donkey. For those of you that are Christians, you knew that, right? Um, all right. Let me make sure I do proper, like, let me be a gentleman. I do proper shout out to you guys. Uchendu, um, thank you so much for stopping by. And I have on your coffee break. We're here. Thank you so much. And of course, I have Mr. Samolu here. Thank you so much, Mr. Samalu. Thanks for coming. We have Victorine Owokor. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to have this conversation, right? We're gonna have this, and I'm gonna drop the link later on because I want to hear your opinions. Okay, I want to hear what you have to say. If you want to come up, I will give that opportunity later on. Okay, uh, and then there's some behind the scenes things that happened uh, with between interaction between myself and Bishop, and I will share some of that with you. Okay, I'll share some of that with you. Um, so let's keep going anyway. I got Yinkus is here. What's up, Yinkus? Awesome. All right, good. So the first thing I want to do today is I want us to go through 14 series of events that happened over the past few days. Okay. And as we go through them, I will extract some lessons. Okay. Now take some notes. It's very, very likely you would disagree with some things. Okay. If you don't disagree, you're not learning. Okay. And I'm not learning, especially if you don't disagree with some things. Okay. So please let's rub minds together and come up with some insights, that, because again, I'm just a human being like the rest of us. Okay, so I could get in my own head too sometimes, right? So let's get through it. There's some events that happen. I'm gonna play some of the clips. Some of you have seen this already, but just pardon me while I extract the lessons out of the actual things that are happening. Okay, so let me go to the first one right now. Let's see. Of course, we have my sister B, Auntie B here. She's going to be virtually hanging out with us because she put up this beautiful platform where a lot of people are learning, um, and they're getting insight. What I get from her is not telling us what to do. She's showcasing what's happening and that we need help because we're not handling the change that's happening in society, especially with respect to relationships. We're not handling it well, right? A lot of people are having a hard time. They're having a hard time adapting. Okay, change is hard. growth is also hard, right? So these are basically some particular highlights from the two shows that set this whole thing up, right? And I feel like we have to go back and really unpack what really happened. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let me go ahead and let's just make sure you can hear. Let me know if you're having a hard time hearing this, and then we'll find a better way. But again, you're already familiar with it. It's not really about hearing it. It's about extracting the lessons today. Okay. So let me just go ahead and play.
Why I keep going with parenting. As a single,
All right. So I don't need to play this. This was the first event. Okay. This was what happened first. It was exactly at about the 1 hour mark on this particular video. She's changed the title since then to a changed Mongo Park and lessons. I'm still confused on exactly what Mongo Park means. Okay. I have an idea, but I'm not sure. And I think there's a story, it's an Asian story of some sort that has to do with this, but I'm not sure. My wife tried to explain it to me, but I'm still struggling. Maybe one of you can help me today. Okay. Let me see here. We just got interrupted there. All right, good. So the first comment that came in from him says, I am just speaking the truth. Men go through a lot in the hands of women too. A lot of divorce everywhere. This lesson here is for us men. Okay. That lesson right there, let me actually make that bigger so we can see it clearly. There you go. I am just speaking the truth. All right. Um, anytime somebody leads with I'm just speaking the truth, my flags go off. My radars go off. Okay. My radars go off. Um, Bo Alpha now. Welcome, welcome. I go drop the link in a few minutes. Okay. My anytime I somebody says I'm just speaking the truth, my radars goes off because it's a sign that they need to prove a point. That clearly they're the only one that can see that point. You know, that's usually what it means. Okay. Um, the truth, by definition, what is the truth, right? What is the truth by definition? There's truth and there's false, right? There's truth and there's lies, right? But the question is that as human beings with the human experience, we tend to project from our experience, from our personal experience, not the human experience as a collective. We project from our experiences, right? And when we say truth, we're usually talking about based on our experiences. Okay, all of us, right? So if you haven't taken the time to work on yourself as a person, maybe you haven't found the need to do that, right? Um, if you're a toxic person, when you say the truth, that's usually some kind of toxic stuff. And a lot of time we would justify it like, okay, you know what? Truth is a hard pill to swallow. So I understand why you're having a hard time. I'm just speaking the truth. That's cap. Okay, that's actually precisely a lie. Okay, that's precisely a lie. Men go through a lot in the hands of women too. That is a statement of truth. But the problem I had with that is that this is a man talking in a world that is being led in so many different fashions by men, right? And when you use the word "to," um, there's a competition going on. Since women are complaining, let me complain too. There's a competition there, right? It's now a contest. So if both of us are competing with each other, men and women, who's going to be the mediator? Who's going to, because God is not going to come down and do it. And if we really want to go by way of the of our faith, right? God has put certain types of people, group of people in charge, if you want to go by religion, right? And if you go back to the story, I'm not going to preach to you because that's not my style at all, right? But if you believe in that and you go back to the story of Adam and Eve, who did God blame for what happened with the tree of life, right? Never mind all of that, right? Let's bring it back to real life, right? If you leave your three sons, age 15, 13, and 11 at home, right? And something goes wrong. Who do you hold accountable and responsible, right? You're like you're the oldest one among them, right? You're supposed to know better, right? At least some of us that were raised in the 90s, we know this, right? You'll be held accountable if you're the oldest person all the time, 100% of the time. Why? Because again, it's called hierarchy of leadership. It's just the reality of life, right? But I'm I'm holding people. That's how life works. Someone has to be held accountable, right? Someone has to hold themselves responsible in order to create structure, right? And as men, we have choices at your individual level, also at a macro level, at a community level. You can say, I want to take responsibility, be the leader in the situation, or no, I should hold everyone else responsible too. When you start to think like that, leadership start to fall apart, right? So that was the actual genesis of all of this. The moment he made that statement and it was on the screen, I was in the chat and I'm like, oh, we have one of them here. Okay. Men go through a lot in the hands of women too. A lot of divorce everywhere. Those are statements of truth, but that's not the problem. The truth is that men go through a lot in the hands of women too, just like women go through a lot in the hands of. But again, we're talking about relationship where people together they subscribe to a relationship, right? So of course, as human beings, we're going to have conflicts. We're going to fight sometimes, right? Just naturally, because you will have disagreements, right? But who now Bayi is going to take the responsibility, Bayi? Who is going to do that? Right? Yes, my Obodo fam are here today. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Right? But let's talk about this, right? Who should take the responsibility? Now, in an ideal world, if we're going to go by what Bishop said, men go through a lot in the hands of women too. Women should start taking responsibility. Or maybe he meant sometimes. What are the nuances here? Or maybe he meant they should listen to us too. Right? We need to be heard too as men. There's nothing wrong in what he's saying, but there's a lot wrong with the in between the lines, the nuances. He's saying a lot more than he's actually saying, and you have to be patient enough to hear it. And we saw that transpire over the past few days, right? The actual truth is a function of time, not what we say out of our mouth. Only time will tell us the actual truth. And we can look at our results, the results we are creating, and we'll say, okay, this, I don't know if this is truth or not, but these are the results. And if we want to change the results, we have to change the result. Gentlemen, clearly the results we're creating is not good. We need to do better. So if it's a statement of fact that a lot of divorces are happening everywhere, and we want to remain leaders, right? We want to remain the head of our households, right? Then it's just natural. It will be natural to say, let me take some responsibility here. That does not equal to fault. The problem here is that when you say take responsibility, some people interpret that as it must mean I'm at fault. No, those are two different things. Who is to blame? Remember, I told you earlier, as soon as you came in, we don't do blame game here. We don't do shaming here. There's nothing good that comes out of shaming. I hear a lot of people trying, let's bring shame back. It's not gonna work. Excuse my French. I'm gonna do a lot of French here. It's bullshit. It's not going to work. Shaming will not work. You can't shame the shameless. That's also an indication that your leadership is falling apart. You don't know how to lead, and you're struggling with leading, so you're now resorting to hitting below the belt. That's shame. You have a hard time understanding that shaming never worked. That's why it disappeared in the first place into the past. It's still not going to work. It's gonna get worse. As a man, you will get dragged in the society if you attempt to shame women. You've seen them everywhere. You will get cancelled. Is getting cancelled a good thing? That's not the topic. That's not the topic. Of course, it's not a good thing. It doesn't feel good when you get what do you call it? When you get it just doesn't feel good when you get cancelled. If you're trying to talk and you're getting shut down, it doesn't feel good. As a man, if you're trying to talk to your lady and she's talking, 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 and you're like, I want to say something too, and she's not letting you talk, eventually you're going to start getting frustrated because you want to say something too. You will lose your cool, you will lose your patience, right? It doesn't feel good because you're a human being too. But guess what? The reason why you're struggling with that is because you lack purpose. What exactly are you trying to accomplish? If what you're looking to accomplish or achieve, right? If what you're looking to achieve is to be in a competition with your wife, success. You're already competing. If what you're looking to achieve is get into an argument with your wife, succeed. All you have to do is stay in that. You're winning. Maybe you're winning the argument, but I'm guessing for the average person that's here right now, you're looking for harmony. You're looking for the end result of whatever it means for you to feel heard. Meaning, you feel you feel like your partner understands you. But the problem is that you're going about it the wrong way. Because for every argument you're creating, see, again, like I told you, this lesson is bigger than Bishop. For every argument you're creating, a little bit of a resentment is being created. Resentment. If you're dealing with a typical woman, some of those resentment will not come out and hurt you probably until years later. And then you'll be like, wait, you're talking about stuff from past years ago? Yeah, because they don't forget. Women don't forget, especially if they're pregnant when this happened. Okay? So, anyway, let's keep going. That's the first event. So, I'm just speaking the truth. That's cap. No one knows the truth. Results tells us the truth. Time tells us the truth. Okay? The Bible, dare I say, does not tell you the truth because it's subjected to your interpretation. If you're interpreting the Bible wrongly, I'm forced to say, no, you're a liar. Right? And I don't care if you're reading the Bible to me. If you're misinterpreting, I'll tell you instantly you're a liar. And you know, God is not a liar. You are a liar. Right? But it happens all the time. Right? Men go through a lot in the hands of women too. That's generalizing. Tell me what happened. What do you mean? You're right, but tell me more. Tell me more. I need you to tell me more. Right? The third part of it is a lot of divorce everywhere. You ain't saying nothing but something we already knew. But it's obvious why there's divorce everywhere. There's a change going on in human dynamics, in relationship dynamics, and we're having a hard time with adjusting and adapting. Okay? All right, so let's go to the second one. We just one down, 13 to go, right? The first one is at Mark 1 and 1 hour, 1 minute, and 51. So I'm just going to scroll to it, and then we'll find it. 1 hour, 1 minute, and what is it again? 1 hour, 1:51. There you go. 1:51. Let's get to it.
Bishop Desmond, I'm seeing your comment. Please, can you come and talk to us about these figures that you are quoting? I don't think I've seen you before. You said Bishop Desmond Osazuwa. Look, my link is in the comment section. So can you come in and speak on these divorces? You're saying that
All right. That was the second event that led us down this route.
diaspora marriages is caused, they are breaking up, divorces everywhere. Women is the fault, is the reason why these marriages are ending. So if you can come in, we will appreciate that. Give us your opinion. Don't worry. We'll listen. We are here to learn, okay? So please come. The link is in the comment section. Just look for where Obodo Oyinbo. Obodo fan, please show him how to. Or I don't know how to say it, but if you see where Obodo Oyinbo TV is, there's a link there. If you just click on it, it will bring you to the studio. All right. Thank you, my love. Pretty nice. Go ahead. Three
Yeah,
points
so
for a
All
solid
right.
woman.
So that was the second event. Okay. He posted a comment that says 90% of the marriages done in Nigeria from the diaspora end up in divorce. If you see statements like this, you know, you already know what it is because you've been following this story. That's red flag. Anybody that says anything like that is red flag. I don't care if they're woman or man. If they generalize grossly like this, that's red flag. Okay. And they also, I want you to be aware that they don't realize they're doing it, because if they really are that aware, see, I don't give people that do this that much credit. They don't know any better, and they usually lack emotional intelligence, and they're really coming, and this is how I know they're coming from a place of pain. Okay. Yes, I said it. They're coming from a place of pain. Okay. First of all, they're not smart enough to make that number not an evil number. If you really want to, if you really understand the skill set of influencing others, and you're trying to persuade something, the first key thing is don't make it an evil number, because that's how you tell on yourself so quick. You tell on yourself just like that by making it an evil number. So you will notice things like 80%, 70%, or something with a five in front of it. That's not an evil number, but if it has a five, the same thing is applicable, right? If you say 75% of, like, that's cap, then you say, where's that number coming from? So for me, I never ask anymore. I know it's coming from personal experience. Okay. 90%, really what you want to say is 100%. Okay. Really, what you really want to say is 100%, not 90%. All right. But you lack enough emotional intelligence to even, let me see if I can trick them a little bit. Let me make it even. Let's call it about 61% of people who go to Nigeria to marry. See, if you're smart enough, you would know that if you say 61% is a little bit more believable, right? Because the rest of us too were humans. Maybe we can even fall for that easily. When you say something like about 61% of marriages that, like, that were conducted in Nigeria from the diaspora end up in divorce, that's a little bit more believable because it's an odd number and it doesn't end with a five. But usually people that do this, they're not that smart. Don't give them that much credit. Okay? They're not as smart as they come off. The only reason why you're receiving it as because also you too, you're interpreting it based on your personal experience, and you're getting triggered. Okay? Be patient. Ask them and say, hey, what do you mean? Which Auntie B did, right? She said, where's my guest? My guest. We're going to talk about that in a second, right? She, they, they're not that smart. But let me tell you, all of us human beings, we're not. Some of us are more inclined. We've heard enough, and we can say, hey, tell me more about that number. Where'd you get this number from? We have that patience to ask, just like she asked on that day, right? But majority of you, you're probably getting triggered, and you say that's crazy because something rubs your spirit off. You know that this person is projecting, but you can't really put your fingers on it, right? But shout out to the Obodo fan; they were able to detect this quickly, right? So let me do a quick shout out before we continue here. Shout out to, okay, Victoria has been here since Sister B at B. I'm gonna drop the link later. If you want to come up, please feel free. I'm gonna drop the link later. We're gonna talk about this. We're going through some lessons here really quickly, right? Shout out to Esther. Shout out to Catherine. Shout out to Bumi. Shout out to Maggie. Shout out to the Obodo fam. You guys have taken over this platform, but thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So 90% of the marriages, odd numbers like that, sorry, even numbers like that, if it ends with a five, you can group it together. That's red flag. Okay. In the diaspora, ends up in divorce. Most of it comes from the women. When somebody adds a little last phrase to it, and they say, and most of it comes from the woman, there's no better way than to tell her yourself. That's somebody that feels like it doesn't have to be the truth. We don't care about the truth. We care about, dare I say it, we don't care about the truth because who knows the truth, really? It's only time and results that tells us the truth, right? But as far as coming out of your mouth, I don't care about the truth. The world does not care about your truth. The world cares about how they feel around you. Even if it's a lie, if they feel good around you, they will continue to want to be around you. It's just a human experience. It's just the way it works. Okay? And if you don't understand that, you're going to struggle in life, especially if you're a man. It's about how does she feel around you. A lot of men these days, there's the evil ones, okay? Just like there are evil women, okay? And there's also those that really feel like if they tell the truth, that should be enough. But their mouth is like a weapon of mass destruction. You know, when they don't know, they run their mouth and they say very, very mean and wicked things, and they call it, but I'm just saying the truth. I'm just a blunt person. And then you wonder why you're creating terrible results in your relationship. People don't care about anything outside of how they feel. Reality doesn't matter. Perception is reality. People don't care. If you don't understand that, you will struggle. Oh, ladies, you will struggle too if you don't understand that. Okay? If you don't understand that, you will struggle. Okay? And most of it comes from the woman. That's personal experience. Tell me about that woman. What happened? No, your problem is not the women. The problem is that one woman. That one woman, at least at a time. Maybe a few women, but it's usually one at a time. They make you feel hurt. You feel hurt, and you're having a hard time dealing with the reality. As a man, if you have a hard time dealing with reality, you will struggle. Anyway, that's the second thing. Let's move on. That was the second event that led us down this path, right? But again, from two sentences, you should have been able to detect that this was all cap. These were all lies, not necessarily from an intentional place. It could be from an intentional, deliberate place, but a lot of times it's not going to be. So relax, don't overreact, but just know that this person has gone through something and they're trying to tell you, but they're also trying to look a certain way. They don't want to look like they're the weak link. They don't want to look weak, especially if it's a man. They don't want to look like they were a failure. Okay, but you have to be patient enough to say, "Tell me more." Especially if you're a man, your woman will say a lot of things, and it's not really aligning with what you remember because you're a man and you're out and you're ready to go to work and you want to take care of business. You don't really have time for the nuances. But if you don't have time for the nuances, you will have time for divorce court too if you don't pay attention. You will have time for custody battle if you don't pay attention. That time will be created though. All right. So before we go to the next one, let me see what some of us are saying. It looks like everything is so, like the party is a little bit more lit in the comment area. Reality doesn't matter. Perceptions are equally reality. Yes, ma'am. That's correct. Yes. Uh, let's see here. I love being in the comment section for once. Yes, you don't know what you've been missing out, Sister B. You don't know. um, let's see. I'm so tired from 4 hours yesterday. I slept up after work. Church is later at 10 p.m. Oh, hello, my auntie. Uh, let's see. All right, so let's keep going, right? Okay, so before I keep going into the rest of the 14 years, as per my guest, all right? I spoke to, I sent Auntie B a text message earlier. I couldn't confirm yesterday because, like the rest of you, um, it's obvious that this particular person is unreliable, right? I offered him to come on. if he wants to, because he really has this need to he wants to paint a good picture of himself, which is what is actually creating his trauma. Okay. Um, it's creating he's having a hard time dealing with the fact that trying to paint a certain narrative is not working out for him. Okay. He's having a very, very hard time with it. He's struggling. Okay. Now, my wife and I were listening to him, and he said something. Um, he said something to me. He said, uh, I am hurt. This was after almost like about a 10 minutes of argument. What was the argument about? Okay. I made this clear to him. Okay. I made this clear to him that this show will go on with or without him because it's not about him. And I made that clear on the show yesterday that it's bigger than him, right? So I said, we were arguing back and forth about he should let it go and stop trying to control other people. What happened was that B did a reaction show to the recording that he permitted me to record and send to her, right? The way he started the conversation was like this. I logged into my Instagram as I do maybe once or twice a day, right? And I noticed that somebody had tried to call. If you try to call, I don't, I wouldn't necessarily see it. It might ring, right? It depends on what status I set my phone on, right? So as I logged in, I saw okay, he was trying to call. I was like, oh, this is this bishop guy. He found me. Now instantly, I could tell that this is somebody that really he has a need to shalaye. He has a need to and I know that a lot of people in high places are like that, especially if they haven't done the work. I know a lot of people in high places that have also done the work. When I say do the work, meaning they understand that just being in a high place is not enough. They understand that. They understand that they have to be emotionally intelligent, they have to have good social skills. But and the older people get before they actually engage these things, the harder it gets. You can't teach old dogs new tricks. It's very hard. So as soon as I know that this is an older gentleman, right? By the way, I know 26-year-old men that look like him. Okay, just so you know. So he's not necessarily lying about the 39, but I also know that I know what you guys mean by saying you don't believe his age. Okay, but it just depends on how you carry yourself, right? At the end of the day, I'm 42 years old. I Most people don't believe when I say that, right? And but again, after you hit certain age, it doesn't really matter, right? But anyway, I saw that message. He was trying to call me. I said, okay, let me call. Let me call and see what he wants to say. The first thing he said is that, oh, thank you so much. You know how he talks. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, he's listening to me right now too, most likely. Right? It's probably most likely listening to me. Yep, it's listening to me because how do I know that it's listening to me? Because he's read my message, sending him the link to come into the stream yard if he wants to, but he's listening to me. And one thing he doesn't realize is that he is extremely predictable. And the reason why I wanted to do this session is I want to teach you guys some stuff so you can read these things when you see them. He doesn't realize how predictable it is. Okay? Ask Auntie B. I already said it's not going to show up. He has a track record of being unreliable. All right? Never mind, oh, he tells lies, all of that. The rest of you guys can say he's lying. That's the obvious part. Obviously, he lied. He said, I'm not married, but I am married. Right? That's obviously a lie. That's the easy part. You can catch people, but you need to learn how to catch people with other things that are deeper. Okay? Catching people that they lie is not enough. You have to be able to have the spirit of discernment where you're not sure that this person is a liar, but you know that something is not consistent and you're able to pivot and move accordingly, right? So that with or without them, the show must go on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? But anyway, so I called him. The first thing he said is that I don't know because again he has this way of softening his voice, and I think he thinks he's trying to manipulate. He can use to manipulate people, but every time he does that, he actually tells on himself, right? So I said, so the moment he did that, I was like, this is gonna be interesting, right? In my mind, we were about to watch TV. I said, pause it, babe, pause the TV. She was sitting on the couch. I was, I have a way of one of my favorite places in my living room is I lie my chest on my center table, and I would do some work. You guys could hear me typing stuff. I had my laptop on there, right? So, and the first thing he said is, I don't know if you can record this and send it to Auntie B. She blocked me everywhere. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't feel any empathy. Okay? I don't. Because instantly I felt manipulated. And he doesn't realize that this wasn't about, see, you notice I haven't mentioned the ex since. It's not about his ex, it's about a person thinking they can take you out to be a fool. They think they can make a fool out of you, or they think they can fool you, right? It's offensive. It's highly offensive, especially when it's very obvious. Okay, it's highly offensive. So, in fact, there were a few times I wanted to say, "Hey, this wasn't about your ex. You're offensive. You think people are stupid. People may not be able to catch you like this. Once they catch you like this, yes, you can escape, right? But they will never trust you, and you can never create good relationships with them. Okay? Ever. And for every time you destroy trust, for every second let's say we can count trust in the form of units of second of time, right? Every second, multiply that by, if I was to estimate, to build trust back, like anything else in life, is easier to destroy and it's harder to build, right? That's why if you've lost trust in your relationship, the only the only solution is time and patience. Telling people that, oh, you should forgive because you forgive for yourself, does not work. In fact, that makes it worse. The only thing that works is to back off and allow time to do its magic. Another way of people saying that is allow God to do his thing. Back off. If you've hurt a person, right, and and they're not trying to forgive you right now, they're upset with you. Back off. Apologies destroys more than it actually builds. You have to be strategic with apology. You have to make sure that it's going to land on a good soil. There's nothing wrong with apology by itself. It's timing. The timing has to be right. You have to, because human beings, right, we look into the past with rose gold colored lens. But that's only if you back off and let me see. If you're in my face trying to apologize for every little thing, like another way of doing that is trying to explain. You're trying to explain what went wrong. This is how you're wrong. This is what I was trying to say. If you keep trying to do that, you make things worse. Okay? And there goes the 2 hour start. The 2 hour session started. Okay? The truth is that my wife heard ladies, she heard every little word. In fact, I didn't hear probably half of what he was saying until I played back what Auntie B actually posted, her own reaction, right? If you noticed, there was even a time I went to the kitchen, I got myself a good bowl of rice, and then you would start hearing the plates. I started eating after a while, right? And then the baby will make some noise, and obviously the first day, am I like, you talk so much, you talk too much, right? But talking too much is not a crime. When you discover somebody that likes to talk too much, you gotta let them talk if you care about a relationship with them. This is now bringing it down to your personal relationships, right? If they need to talk, they need to talk. If they don't talk, nothing good is gonna come out of it. Now, if it's somebody that you don't want in your life anymore, then simply let them go. Discard them, right? Because they will find their own. They want you, right? But if it's someone you care about and they talk a lot, then you need to exercise the patience and let them get it all out. At the end of it, maybe you lost some attention, like myself, my attention span was all over the place, right? And then you can be like, can you give me one thing that you want me to really, that you're trying to say? What's the point? What I'm trying to say is, okay, all right, let me think about that and let me get back to you. Gentlemen, that's how you handle that, okay? The person has to feel heard. Your wife has to feel heard. If she doesn't feel heard or feel seen, nothing good will happen in your relationship because it's resentments and it will hurt you. No, 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 we should hold her accountable. She should be an adult. You're full of shit. You're not an adult when you're in a romantic relationship. You allow the person into this place in your heart where they can destroy you. They can literally turn around and destroy you in every single way you can think of. So that's not even an adult. If you really want to define adulthood in that way, that's already stupid. So the only good thing you can do here is be emotionally intelligent. If she doesn't feel heard or feel seen, nothing good is going to come out. Ladies, if a man doesn't feel respected, never mind if he's respected or not. I'm talking about feelings. If he doesn't feel respected, nothing good will come out of it. I am not talking about the same type of respect you're asking for after you've gone through experiences. You say, a man should respect me too. I'm not talking about that type of respect. At the bare minimum, the way the society is set up and the way we're socially constructed, a man has a terrible, disgusting, gross need to feel respected. It's a feeling. So what that means sometimes when you rub the back of his head and say, "Oh, worry me, my husband," he go like that's the mumu button right there for a lot of people. If you don't understand that, you will struggle, ladies. Okay, there are things you're trying to achieve. There's a result you're trying to create as a woman in your relationship. Whatever that result is, focus on it. Everything in between, right? Discount it small. For every journey you're trying to travel, there's a cost to it. Okay, there's a cost to it. You're going to have to trade off something to get what you're looking for. But when you get overly obsessed with everything in between, you'll create bad results. Anyway, let me stop a little bit on the preaching. Let me see some comments, okay, for about 2 minutes. Then I want to go back to some of the series of events. Remember, I touched on the first two events that led us down this line right now, and we created all this talk from it, right? I don't think we can finish today. It's impossible. But let's keep going, right? So we have his ex-wife tried but wasted 5 years of her time. How can you respect a man who behaves the way he does? Oh yeah, we're not talking. That's a good question. We're not talking about this particular person. It's bigger than him and his ex. I said that, right? I'm just saying, if you're if you're in a good situation, just keep that at the back of your mind that he needs to feel respected. Um, and we're not talking about the kind of respect you're asking for after you feel like somebody disrespected you. We're saying the one that you sow as a seed because you know the greatness behind is good, just in general, right? That's what I'm talking about. And you're absolutely right. Uh, Respect, the actual respect that most people cry for, like what Desmond was crying for, is earned 100% of the time. There are different types of respect, okay? That type of respect is earned 100% of the time. And by the way, gentlemen, when you earn that respect, it feels better. Okay? When you know that it's because of the way I show up as a man, that's why this woman respects me like this. You get to take all the credit. That's number one. Number two, it feels better. It feels better when you don't have to go and say, hey. It feels better when your woman feels like, oh, let me go and rub his back. Let me go and take care of him. Let me get him a plate of food, right? It feels better when she does that and you didn't have to ask for it. All of this is feelings. The majority of what's driving our experience is feelings. If you continue to, a lot of our conversations is around, you do this, I did that. You did like all physical, tangible stuff. But really, what's driving everything is how we feel inside. Why are you moody randomly? It's a feeling. Why is someone angry? It's a feeling. A lot of time there's no real tangible, right? Or rationalized reason why people feel the way they feel. Sometimes you just feel down just because you feel down. A little moody, a little gloomy, right? It's a feeling. It's real. So if you know how to leverage knowing this in your favor, why not? Especially if the rewards are great. But when we're talking about crisis, the kind that Bishop finds himself in, no, no. For every time you ask for respect, it gets worse. That's a fact. It's the reality, and you have to face it. The longer it takes you to not face this, the harder it's going to be for you, gentlemen. All right. It doesn't matter, still respect everyone. Yeah, that's the basic bare minimum respect. That's not the kind of respect we're talking about. We're talking about in a romantic setting. Those are two different things. Now you're talking about the respect you give someone random people off the street at work. That's two different things entirely. Context matters in these conversations. Okay? Wahala fool your body as well. You want to fight Kung Fu online. Who they fight here? Somebody did here. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So men don't conduct themselves in such a way that they can command respect. Yes, correct. So, as a man, this is men of prestige, right? As a man, it's your responsibility, 100%. Let me share something with you. What I just said earlier, that was a time where you're supposed to block your ears. When I said to the ladies, and I said, "Hey, by the way, he craves respect." As a man, it's always best for you to block your ears at that time because you can set yourself up that way, right? By listening to that part of it, right? Because then you can set up expectations and then you don't know what she's going through. Maybe it has nothing to do with you, but then you overreact because she's not rubbing your back. The idea of the five love languages is not to be used to manipulate, it's for you to use it as a seduction tool. There are people that say, "Oh, but you knew that my love language is active service, but you never do anything about it." That's not how to use that book. You're hurting yourself. The way to use that book is to learn the other person. Excuse me. The way to use that book is to learn the other person's love language and use it to seduce them. Everything else is manipulation. Okay. All right, let me read one more. You guys are fantastic. Oh God, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I've never had this much audience ever, so it's a little bit different for me. But we're gonna figure it out. Facts, brother. Allah make people have their time. Very true. Yep. Anyway, so okay, let me read one. But Desmond isn't respecting himself. Okay, before I continue that, the level of self-respect you have for yourself is what people will mimic. Okay, the actual respect that matters here is not the one that I say women should go and rub your back and all that. Bloat your ego a little bit. That one can only work for so far. That one actually will fall on his face if you're not showing up to. If it's not matching, she will get tired of that. All right. The actual respect when we're talking about romantic relationships here right now has to be earned 100% of time. I'm not talking about the one that you had in the first 2 years of your marriage. I'm talking about the one that's a function of time, right? So the level of self-respect you have for yourself is what people mimic. Now, if they have a hard time mimicking the level of self-respect you have for yourself, in your opinion, then have some self-respect and remove yourself from that relationship. It works 100% of the time. There's no way you're gonna cut corners with me on this. If you lack self-respect and you stay in a situation that you know feels abusive to you, they will continue to mimic that same respect. They will show you just as much respect. Feel me? All right, good. All right, so I am completely positive this is Desmond. I am absolutely sure this is Desmond. This is an example of what we're talking about. Maybe you guys were too hard and harsh on Bishop, that's why he didn't come. Maybe. Maybe this is you, Desmond. It's predictable. It's predictable. Maybe not to everyone else, but anyway, let me go back to let's go and look at one more event. Okay, make I go look at one more event. Let's leave him right there because again, person that needs attention, they need attention. It is what it is. It's okay. Actually, I'll take it off. Let's continue our lesson because it's not about him, right? Let's go back to our lesson here. So the next part of the segment here is 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 46 seconds. Okay, let's go there. That was the next one. Actually, I will go and label this on Auntie's video so people can jump to it if you want to later. It's gonna play an ad.
About parenting as a single parent in the diaspora.
All right.
The parenting has been
So
amazing.
he finally came into
They
the
can
studio.
open and say any.
The hair serum, which has basically kind of transformed my hair, and I have seen such an amazing.
Anything. I say anything. And then I made it.
So he
such
finally
that
came
when
into
they
the
wake
studio,
up,
right?
you know, from home. You know, he's a woman. So I just want to thank you so much for this channel.
There we
Thank
go.
you, my darling. It's always lovely to talk to you. And you know what? Before I let you go, I'm just going to advise you. Thing God cannot do. If you'll be wondering, do is just by myself. The way they are social, about said, I wanted to a couple of times before. Okay. Ruth said, I wanted to read this. I'm mom of two boys, Auntie B. What if
So Auntie B, once he came into the studio, Auntie B decided to ask him the question that was on the scene. Even his answer to that question was a giveaway to me. Okay, that's the third event now, right?
the dad is not to relate?
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching from around the world. I just wanted to make sure you're.
All right, so let me be clear. This is not a womanizer. I am willing to bet $5,000 he is not a womanizer. That doesn't mean he doesn't sleep with women or use sneaky way to sleep with women or use manipulative way to sleep with women. But this is not a womanizer. Okay? It's not, okay? It's not. He may be manipulative, actually he is, right? Has narcissistic traits, yes he does. Right? But he's not a womanizer. You ladies know what I am talking about, okay? This is what you call lack game. This is a person that lacks game. Lacks game. So replace the lack, the L in lack with a G in game. This is a lame person. It's not a crime. The reason why I'm sharing these lessons is because I want you to pick up some of this stuff, okay, and see if you can use it in your personal life. It's lame. It's like, he thinks just saying the right things is how you get people. Okay? That's what he thinks. It doesn't work, right? When I say game, I'm talking about social skills, not playing games with people. You see the difference? I'm talking about when you see anything that's worthwhile that you're looking to achieve in your life, you understand that there are skill sets and principles, right? You understand that there are skill sets and principles that guides it. And you don't assume, gentlemen. You don't make assumptions. When you assume, you make an ass out of you. It's supposed to be me, but and yourself. Okay, right? You're open to when you're hit with crisis. You go back. You said something confusing is going on. Let me go and review. Let me assess the situation before you act. Acting is never the first thing for you. As in reacting, I mean to say. You make it a rule of life. I don't react. I act. I respond after I assess and review the situation. Because you know what? Heaven is not going to fall out of the sky right now. Anything I say in these sessions will be easier said than done. It's extremely hard, especially if you refuse to work on yourself, especially if you ascend yourself into a position that you never really earned. You call yourself a title, okay? I can put money on it that he ordained himself a bishop. I can put money on that too, right? When you do stuff like that, or you talk about yourself in third persons, you tend to, we can talk about ourselves in third persons, but if you tend to do that a lot, these are the giveaways for you. These are red flags. Red flags doesn't mean they're not marryable. It means work must be done. First, anyone above 30 that's not married becomes a red flag by default. They start to learn some bad habits that doesn't work in a romantic relationship with another human being. So they have to do work. Red flag is not indictment that you could never marry. It means I am a red flag. I got to do some work before I engage another human being if I want to create healthy relationships. But you know what they tend to do? They tend to create a bunch of rules and preferences based off of ideologies in their head that's not tested. They're not tested, right? They're creating rules for something that actually doesn't exist. Anyway, let's go back here.
Whether it's been recognized. He said, I'm a single mom of 2 boys. Auntie B, what if the dad is not willing to have mutual respect and be cordial despite every effort to relate peacefully? On that note, you're the single mom and the dad is not willing to relate peacefully. You've tried all your best. You've done all you can. You have reached out maybe to people, to family members, to friends, and is not willing to respond. I have counseled people who called me from.
Boom. At that point, that's red flag. I have counseled people. Right there. That's it. That's the giveaway right there. I don't know if you caught that. I have counseled people who ask you. It's a different question on the scene. Am I overly analyzing this? You could claim that. That's fine. But that's why we're here, right? You could claim I'm overanalyzing it. Sure, maybe. But we have results to back up what I'm saying right now. Okay? All right, so let me cover my chest. All right, so that's the third moment right there. Let me go ahead and go to the fourth moment, right? So we can. I'm telling you to pick up these things again, so that not so you can don't turn this to gospel truth. But if you see 3 out of 14 of this, and your spirit is reminding yourself of this moment that I'm sharing this with you, maybe you should pay attention to something, because I do think one of our problems is that we're over analyzing everything. I do think that when it comes to romance, or when it comes to going out on a date, or building a relationship, we're forgetting the part that you get to know a person, and we're creating rules, and that works against the whole purpose too in a lot of ways. It's something you have to be extra aware. So I do feel like a lot of young people are over analyzing everything. This must mean that, it must mean that. But this one was just too much, and I feel like they are the in-betweens. It has nothing to do with right and wrong. It has nothing to do with truth and lies, because we don't know the truth. We actually still don't know the truth. But what we know is our own version of the truth of the experience that we've had in the past few days, and we can talk about that. Let's go to 1:15:38. 1:15:38. Sounds like a Bible verse, right? Like a Bible scripture verse. There you go. 1:15:38. There you go. There you go.
You should even dwell on this if you don't agree with it. But my opinion, just I want to hear. If you even dwell on this if you don't agree with it. But my opinion, just I want to hear. If you call to me right now and say you want to go to Nigeria and marry,
yeah,
I will tell you, listen, I won't even pray, I won't even fast. I'm just honest. I will tell you no.
All right, that's the red flag. I'm just honest. I mean, are you seeing the patterns? This is the truth. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just honest. Okay? Here's another one. I'll give him some shine if he wants it. Truth and Entertainment TV. War against men. It's obvious. War against men. We're having a conversation. We're extracting some lessons. War against men. Ladies, gentlemen, let's destroy men. Men don't mean anything again. There's massive destruction in men. Men are always the problem. There's a book out there called The Extreme Ownership that I suggest every man here to go and pick up and try to read. You know the funny thing? I haven't read it, but I have an idea what it's about. If you want to actually have anything close to control, the obsession with control will destroy you. Really, what you should be learning how to do is how to influence people, right? Because the difference between influence and control is one has value in it for the other party, the other one has no value, meaning they feel controlled, they feel manipulated. Why do they feel manipulated and controlled? Because there's no value in it for them, right? But let's say you're so obsessed with control, you feel like I have to keep my woman under my control. You hear things like this, you start hearing things like this, all this kind of rhetorics. And when they can't win, they resort into talks like this. They start going condescending. They become condescending. They start to say the reverse to try to get a point across. Again, it's still the obsession of trying to get a stupid point across. War against men. By the way, women do that too on their own side. And that's actually the problem. When men start to compete with women to let's match the same energy. It's war against women now. So let's do this, let's fight this man. If you do things like that, you're the same as this gentleman. You're not creating anything good. Instead, you're showing your ass that you refuse to do the work on yourself, and at a psychological, mental, and emotional level, you need help. And it's personal. It has nothing to do with all men because I'm a man, right? And there were quite a few men that was on that stage. We had the BO, we had the Uncle Ade, right? We had Pastor Patrick, right? We had Adewale that was on there, right? And this is sound like it's just you. Oh, by the way, you could go bring the whole manosphere here. Same thing. It's still an echo chamber of the same people that refuse to do the work. And they want to project and blame the rest of the world for their personal issues. Anyway, let me read some of the comments. I feel like I can't ignore the comments. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Oh my god. Let's go back to that last one. Okay, since we're here, let's go there. I think you mean the Niger idea of get married at a certain age desperate. Not that she's a desperate person. Also, she was clouded by the whole pastor. Yes, but again, how women move in society is a function of the men. This is what he calls blame men for everything. If that's how you want to interpret that, no, but we will hold men responsible for the state of the society. It's just the reality. I don't have to say that out in words. It's the reality. Men will be held responsible for the state of the society. Just like President Biden or Baba Bubu will be held responsible for the state of the country. You don't get to say, oh, the people should be blamed too. That's stupid. It's just stupid. I'm going to call it, now I get to call it what it is, right? Honestly, people should always run away from pastors. Not run away from pastors, because I know some fantastic pastors that have done the work. I know, we all know Pastor Shola. They're not people that are not going to assume because I know how to read the Bible back and forth. Somehow I know how to lead other people. People that have gone to school to actually, Pastor Shola actually goes to school to learn how to counsel, right? There are people like that. Just make sure they have the credentials, proper credentials for 2022. Not trying to transplant a Bible that was written thousands of years ago directly verbatim into people's life in 2022. That is stupid. It has nothing to do with pastor, bishop, or not. It's just a stupid thing to do. Thou shalt not deal with men like this. Yeah. I don't think that criteria is automatically cause for a bad ending. This is just the case for this particular lady in question. Okay, you guys are having your own conversations there. That's fantastic. I like it. I don't know, maybe because of my upbringing, I just couldn't imagine getting married at 24 to a man I barely knew. Yes, that's your personal experience. Definitely, it's the way you were raised. Probably also it could has to do with personality and your, and your particulars. It's multiple variables of reason why you're shaped that way. But you're right. There are a lot of women that will never picture themselves doing that. But there are people that have done it successfully. There's this guy, Igodalo, in Nigeria, Pastor Igodalo, who was married to the lady that the beautiful lady that passed away some few years back. I forgot her name now. Ibidoni, something like that, right? I think he was more than 10 years older than her. But if you listen to their experience, but maybe it's a one-off. Again, it's not about don't blanket, don't generalize at all. We all do it to an extent. Avoid generalizing because you're for every energy you attach to generalizing, that's energy taken away from actual learning how to discern bullshit, right? You can smell bullshit from afar when you stop generalizing. Observe people on a person by person basis. It seems like a lot of work in the beginning, but it gets easier with time. People in 2 or 3 sentences will tell you their bullshit. They will say things like it's war against women or war against men or men as comes or this modern women are just terrible. They will say stupid things like that, right? You can detect them. You apply some work right now. Stop saying things like that, right? Be sensitive and catch yourself when you're generalizing and say, no, I'm going to take my time to learn people on a person by person basis. It's the best way to practice grace. Give people grace, give them benefit of a doubt. Even if it's so obvious, like relax. Relax with the judgment. You will self hurt yourself by judging and condemning people so much, right? Now, he was giving his own honest opinion. That may not be right, but he's entitled to his opinion. Correct. Yeah, but he needs to believe that. The problem is that he doesn't believe that his opinion is good enough. He wants to shalaye and make you believe the same opinion. That is problematic behavior for a man to have. She wasn't desperate, no rule to life. She works for A, don't work for B. What will work with honest intentions no matter what. Hmm. Right there, when he said he counseled people, I said right away, come on now. Yeah, that's a person trying to implant a credential in your mind before they even say anything. It could be a skillful thing to learn how to do within certain context, but this just wasn't it. It wasn't it, right? So I personally, till date, will not encourage anyone to go marry from the abroad. That doesn't mean it will not work for others, but that's my personal opinion. So the thing is that, so Bio, just like we are saying that day, it's not the content of these sentences exactly. The content of this sentence, like many other sentences he made, was true. It's the nuances in between. It's the in between. It's being able to read, like, what's the intention behind this person saying this? It's very hard to do. I'm being honest with you, but you can practice it. What's the motive of saying this? Right? That statement by itself is true on the surface, right? It's just an opinion, right? Personally, don't advise anyone to go marry abroad. There's a few obvious reasons for that. Distance can be an impediment for a relationship. It can. That's a fact of life. Even before we talk about Nigeria as a group of people, they're just all scam artists. That's stupid to say. That's once you had that to it, you mess up any good opinion you have. Your opinion now is not an opinion, it's personal. You're trying to project some kind of gospel truth on people, and people like me, you're not gonna get away with that. I'm sorry. If you say personally, if you come to me and you ask me, I say, should I live in London in UK. I have a few options. I like this girl in UK, and I like this other chick also in Port Harcourt, right? But I'm a little confused. What do you say? It's like, do you see yourself with both of them in the future? Uh yeah, I'm confused. I'm like, okay, I think you have less impediment with somebody that's closer to you, so you guys can get to know each other a little bit more. That is obvious. There's no need to talk about that with every throat and every muscles in your throat just to recruit people into that same ideology. There's no need for that. The moment you start doing that, I will call the bullshit and say this is personal and there's work you need to do as a person. And if you don't do that work, you will self-destruct. And we saw a little piece of how that's possible in the last few days. Because people can smell it, they can feel it. They may not be able to touch it, right? But they know. Anyway, let's go here. Ladies and gentlemen, was Desmond's common entry statement while he spoke? I'm so sure he's one behind it. Oh, yeah, same thing. Same thing. Let me see what Auntie B said. Most Nigerians based girls, especially those who have never been abroad before, will fall. Yeah, that's, to me, I can't blame girls for falling. Like, there's so much that goes into somebody. You have no idea how blessed you are if you're overseas. You have absolutely no idea. For a long time, because I was born here too, so for a long time, I really, still till now, I still can't, I probably have a hard time comprehending how much gratitude should go into that idea that you're born overseas or born in the United States of America. I just can't relate with a lot of people's struggles, right? But I can at least calm down and stop bragging so much, right? I can at least calm down and stop judging people that has to do certain things that we can say right now on a public platform to get their papers, right? You can at least calm down and don't be so judgmental, right? But the truth is that if you haven't really gone through something, you can't really relate. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for a person that has never traveled. Get that at the back of your mind and don't be so judgmental. If you're trying, I didn't read the whole comment, but if you're trying to judge this young lady, see, Desmond in that respect knew what he was doing, right? He just didn't know that there's limitations to everything. Oh, for a person that comes from overseas, I think, right? There's limitations to that too. Nigerian people will call your bullshit too after a point, especially if you promise to bring them overseas and it's not happening. They're like, okay, kill funny, right? It's stupid, right? Anyway, no, let him be, let him be. There's no need. I don't like the idea of blocking people. Let him, it's entertaining. Here's what I want to do. I touched, I think four. I think I touched four. I think we're gonna have to continue. There's a lot more lessons in this. Okay, there's a lot more lessons. Oh, by the way, he tends to repeat his words. When I was on live yesterday, he was saying, "I don't have a child." He typed it at least no less than 35 times, sending it into my DM. He doesn't realize what I mean by patterns. You have a pattern. Oh yeah, by the way, I will time him out at least if he wants to continue to do that. But the thing is that, actually, let me time him out right now. Let me time him. I will time him out. Put user on timeout. This is awesome. Beautiful. All right, so he's on timeout right now. Um the thing is that he was typing the same, again, at some point you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna come. It's like somebody trying to call you, right? And you hang up and they call and you hang up and you call and they're not able to say, obviously this person doesn't want to talk to me. They really just can't find themselves to say, obviously this person doesn't want to talk to me, right? So I do want to have a conversation with you, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's gonna make this a lot more interesting. Let me go ahead and drop the link. Let's see. Stop sharing. I think we're gonna have to. We can't finish. I have 12. I have 10 more to go of moments, right? And aside of that, I have about 27 lessons, right? So at some point, we're probably just not gonna give him all that shine and continue the lessons as it stands. Maybe after the actual moment, But yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, this is not about bashing men. It's about holding you accountable for the way you showed up in public. You definitely showed up with no manners. So, yep. And let me make sure that over here, let's just go ahead and do that. Okay. So yeah, he said he was going to show up here, and I knew that it's very likely he won't show up. But I knew that it wasn't about him. Plus, actually, if he shows up, what Auntie B said yesterday would have been extra energy I have to attach to getting him to shut up because he interjects. He doesn't know when to stop. So let me go here. My volume dropped. How about now? Is it better? Let's bring the volume back. Is it good now? Is my volume good now? Most Nigerians-based girls, especially, anybody will fall. Even men. If you ask, I'm willing to put money behind this one. There are men that if you say, as a man, you go to them and say, I'll marry you, I'll take you to America. And you say, but I'm not gay. So don't worry about it. I'll teach you how to be gay. I'm telling you, it's a big deal to be able to travel overseas. You need to, that's what it was hanging on to try to push that stupid narrative. Like, oh, people in Nigeria are just hungry. No, that's not necessarily true either. Like somebody who said, oh, people in Nigeria depend on diaspora money. No, it's a significant amount of money that's going to Nigeria, but that's not what the whole economy is hanging on. There's no math in that. That math is stupid, right? Anyway, so I'm going to drop the link and then make sure if you're not coming up, at least make sure you show your camera and wave at me before I can bring you up, because I need to make sure you're a normal human being and not some kind of robot. All right. And gentlemen, feel free to come on stage. I know you may not be feeling safe depending on who you are, but just come up on stage. No one is going to take care of this for us. We need to do this work ourselves. Okay. Let's see. I'm so sorry for him. I'm so shocked at his behavior, and to think there are many people like this. Is there a cause? And what that person can do to wake up from there? It's a chronic situation, but a lot of people have very mild condition like this. Okay. We all want to feel heard. We all want to explain ourselves. If we all want to feel understood, right? But it's a chronic situation. And then it's mixed up with romance. His past experience with romance. The truth is that he really thought that being overseas and coming to marry somebody in Nigeria was enough. He really thought that, But Brother Ali, make I put this on. Can you hear me?
Yes, so I can hear you. I greet you specially. I do, my brother.
How you did?
How you side?
I do. I have 12 more to go. Let me make sure that I think maybe 10. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah, we have a lot. 16 year. Oh, okay. We covered 4 out of 14. So there's definitely gonna be a second part to this. Yeah. So how far now? What are your thoughts? What's on your mind, brother? After this whole boy, it's been a You thought it was gonna be here today, Abby?
Yes, I was actually expecting to.
What do you mean? Was he not here? He's here now. I just turned
No,
him
I
out
want to see his face now. I miss him so much,
I just blocked him off of Instagram, just in case it's wondering.
I wanted to see him, like you said, he's not a womanizer. It's just that he didn't do the right thing, So,
yeah, not being a womanizer is not a good thing. When I said that, it wasn't a good thing. When I said that wasn't a good thing. What I'm saying is that he's not able to inspire a woman. He's not able to inspire a woman to consider him in a romantic way. He doesn't have that ability. Right?
Okay.
See, you now, so all you have to do is crack one joke.
No shaking. As you say, no be womanizer. I can't say this one good though, because me will be womanizer now.
No, it's a bad thing. When I said, okay, it's very important that you actually brought that up. When I said it wasn't a womanizer, that wasn't a good thing. It's not that it's good to be a womanizer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when a person is not able to attract women, it can be an extremely negative and traumatic experience. And we have movement of men on the internet right now, the incels, that are not able to, they can't, like you probably have a hard time comprehending it, but there are actually men that some of them are tall, dark and handsome, but after they open their mouth and they say 2 sentences, it's a turn off for women.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's one of those guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well understood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I I really appreciate what you are doing. You are taking everything in steps and bringing them out point by point, and just as if we are in the university environment and we are able
Yeah.
to have critical analysis of the issue. You know.
Yeah.
So far so good. I think this show should be more about just listening to what you have to say.
Mm.
Because you've been able to study the entire episode and pinpoint those areas that we need to touch or identify, so some certain things. And so far so good. There've not been any disagreement from my end, but except that some things I would really still like to emphasize. You see, because um, one good thing about a presenter or a coach is the ability to bring himself down to the level of the persons that he is communicating with, or understand. So what do I mean? And on this platform, we have people that have strong IQ. We also have people that literally just need simple statements to understand. Sometimes when I try to make contributions and Auntie B realize that the way that I'm talking, maybe some persons will not understand. She always bring me and say, "Hey, Bio, bring it down," so I understand. Do you understand?
Right.
So we need to, because whether you like it or not, regardless, this
Mm-hmm.
is not a general statement as well.
Yes.
But in terms of looking at the facts on the major side, most
Right.
of these women that have been going through these domestic violence or narcissistic men are more of the less educated women. It's the truth.
Mm.
You cannot change that. That doesn't mean there's an educated woman not going through it too. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. But
Right.
a larger um, percentage of these women. So therefore, that's why you see where a man can write that coming into this anti-beast show was where the wife became wise. Not because
Mm.
the wife is not wise, but some persons, because of the level of exposure that they've had, not really their fault, maybe educational background or something. They just look at some things they didn't know before most of the things that we talked about today,
Right.
So, but people that are more learned, once you say something, they quickly pick it. And this
Right.
is the advantage
Yes.
that they are using all over the world. For
Yeah.
instance, our politicians, they will make the people less educated because they want to impoverish them. So even if you are starting a
Yes.
movement,
Exactly.
when you are starting a movement, the more work is not on the people that can quickly understand. It's on the
Yep.
people that they don't even have access to that internet, or even if they press it. Some women are
Yep.
still calling their children till today. Come and show me where to press like. I'm telling you, ordinary like on this video. They'll say, come on now for me. You know what
All
I'm
right.
trying to say?
You can turn off your camera if you want. I just want to see your face first.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
Let her turn. Why you say, she beautiful lady, say me off the camera. Are you at work or where are you?
You're muted. You're muted.
Okay.
Unmute
Okay,
yourself.
Bill, my brother, hi.
How
I
you
greet you,
doing?
question.
Ice
Desmond is
Ice.
our
How are
brother.
you?
Oh, please, brother Allah, he needs your
Nice
help.
ass be that. Nice ass. Where your
Ice.
husband? Oh, are you
I'm still single,
available?
I'm still single, I'm still single.
Nice ass. Oh,
Ah.
where are you located?
Don't worry, we'll say that in the DM.
In the
Forget
DM.
DMO. Okay now.
Yeah. Take it to the
Auntie B,
DM.
Auntie B, say hi to everybody. Brother Allah, our brother
Yeah.
Desmond needs your help, I beg. Please.
All right.
Yeah. You have to want to be helped. We can't help people that don't want to be helped.
We have,
And
no,
people don't.
you have to walk him towards needing help. He will not want it, but you need to walk him towards it. Please, you can walk him because he listens to you.
He has
Yeah.
to. Here's how it works. Here's how it works. When we don't hit rock bottom, we don't want help. Now, the rock bottom can vary from people to people. Some people's rock bottom is getting dragged on the internet for 3 days, right? Some people rock bottom is that they have to lose every dime in their pocket before they say, you know what, it's bad. But at least for what I do, I can't. It's not worth, because that would drain. Because me have limited resources too, right?
Yeah.
In terms of mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, that would drain me. If so,
That's
so one of the lessons here is that don't try to help everyone. He was trying to do that. He's not. It's not sustainable. He was trying to help everybody that has the same experience he had. It doesn't work. You don't have the resources to do that. You are in pain. You haven't gone through the healing. You can't help anyone. The only thing you can do is project on them your experience, and then you're making life worse for them. So even people like him, and while I don't want to cancel anyone, we can't give him too many. We can't give him too much platform.
true, though. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming up.
Dio, thank you. All of you, everybody, thank you for all your work. Auntie B is our mama.
Now look
She's
with
the
the look.
mama.
Oh. We are just fans. Me not fan. Oh, I just the fan. They go fan everywhere.
We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. The thing is, brother Allah, the truth is, a whole lot to take care of, but we have to be treating them in bits, because let's be honest. I'm not just you've made me so conscious of taking numbers now. I wanted to say some percentage, but I'm just trying to say a lot of people from Africa, from our, let's be specific with our place,
Yes.
are damaged. Not because
Yes.
they not in a bad way, but out of ignorance.
Yes.
Out of
Ignorance.
ignorance.
Yes. Yes.
And the problem is on learning those things. You don't. I've not traveled before. I unlearn a lot of things, but people are not like everybody can be like me. A lot of people cannot really unlearn things, even when they travel, let alone when they're in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what do you listen to? Who do you mix up with? What do you feed your mind with? That will make you unlearn a lot of things. You see, one particular one I want to stress is the day I realized that there are some things that can't be given to you spiritually, some illness that can't be given to you spiritually. I was just laughing at myself. How can somebody just tell you, hey, they gave that person asthma spiritually?
Mm-hmm.
They gave that person epilepsy spiritually. How? And this is what we are meant to believe. I'm just citing an example of some ignorant things that we believe and we know. These are things that people believe and put in their head.
Yeah.
Some men are abroad, they'll tell you, I don't feel carry picking. Your own child, I don't feel babysit. I don't your own child, because you don't want your wife to work. You believe your wife is supposed to do that 100%. I mean, there are a whole lot that needs to be treated, but I know we're going to be taking them in business. Auntie B is doing a great job. You have to handle your men's side. They need help. I'm going to give you another example. A guy came on and was like, I love kids. I said, oh, really? How many kids do you have? The guy has 4 kids, 4 women.
Where is this, America or in UK?
In America. 4 kids, 4 women.
That's more common than we realize. But in certain circles.
Ask me the women. One, where are the kids to and the women? One in, is it Denmark? One in Denmark, one in Italy, one in America, one in Canada.
In Nigeria, man?
In Nigeria, man. He still wants to get married and have more kids.
Yeah.
Father Abraham.
He said he loves his words are he loves kids. And I said, you love kids?
And what's in the canon here?
I said, do you know what it means to love kids?
I want it too, Baba.
He said, yes. I said, okay. I said, all your kids, do you talk them to sleep every day? Do you take them to school every day? Do you even know what is wrong? What is happening to their lives now? I was looking at
Sorry, let me ask you one question. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said the kids. I just want clarification there. How many does he have here in America?
1.
So you don't want to pay child support. That's why it's good to have them somewhere else. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Not even married to any of them.
So that's what I'm saying now. You don't want to pay child support. That's why he's going to have them outside of the US.
The thing is, they don't even. Another thing that I've forgotten to always mention when we are talking anti show is they tell you know there's that mindset they put in us in Africa, in Nigeria, that a woman is not complete unless she get married, or a woman even if you get married, your child is what you are looking for. You are married because you have to have your own child. You know, there's nothing like having your own child. I told somebody one day, somebody was like, you don't get married half. I said, no. They were looking at me. It was strange to them because for a typical Niger and Benin, I told them, I said, I'm not your regular Niger babe. I'm not your regular Niger thing because my mind is different from what you think. I said, why do you all want people to just have babies?
Let me ask you a question. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you want to have babies?
Yes, but in marriage.
In marriage. And yes. So the issue is not that you don't want to have babies. It's the idea that this person is
outside
overwhelming
marriage.
You. Oh, outside of marriage. Oh,
no.
Of course not.
No. Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to. A lot of people just have that's the baby mama syndrome. Try because everybody just want to have kids and have their own. They have that mindset that truly, even if you get married, you're still going to be having kids and it's your own. I'll just keep it's my own. To fulfill that, is this societal or earthly fulfillment of I have my own child? What about that child? Did you consider that child? Did you consider the child's mental health? Did you consider the child growing up? Okay, if they're in school, other people come and say, my daddy did this, my mommy did this, my daddy did this. And the child cannot even say anything about his own or his or her own parents. They're only the mom. What do you think? You think the child does not have feelings? You think the child does not feel those things? The child feels those things. Yesterday, I was crying because my dad died while I was just 13. I missed him. I was my daddy's girl.
So again, you can relate with the idea that there's no fathers.
When there's no father,
and you don't want to recreate that.
Child, when there's no father, my mom had to manage. She was a civil servant. She managed herself. She had to manage. There are some things normally when my dad was there, we just get it like that for free. He brings it, there's money. But my mom had to not cut those things down to manage and take care of us. We're just three. You see? So I don't want that kind of situation. And there's even no reason why we really rush to want to just have children outside wedlock. There's really no reason why.
But I mean, we have one of the things you guys will learn from me is that we have extremes that are both toxic. Okay?
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, once you're 25, you've had more than enough time to prepare to do life with the person if that's what you want to do. Okay?
In Nigeria.
Anywhere. As long as now, if you are prepared now, outside of finances, right? I'm not talking about finances now because you want to make sure you can take care of a person, right?
Yeah.
And you guys will push back a lot at me at this, but I'm ready to have the conversation, right? So that's one extreme. Remember, I told you there's two extremes, right? On the other extremes, there are circumstantial reasons why a person is now 32, 33, 40, 45, and it just hasn't happened. And then you have another group of people who just want to judge those people, thinking they can get anything positive out of that. You can't get anything positive out of that either, right? The truth is that you can get married at any point in time.
Yeah.
But the other side of the truth is that we shouldn't be trying to recruit people into waiting long because you're not God. Just because you said a man is better to be 35 before he gets married doesn't mean wife is going to fall out of the skies when you're 35 suddenly.
Yeah.
The further you get older into the future, the more of a red flag you become.
And the more harder it is to get because you know the difference.
Excuse me.
Between kerosene and water.
1 minute. You see one thing. This is a very good direction that you move to because I wanted you to bring this up. You see, I will not behave like Bishop. I will behave like who I am, so that if there is anything you notice, my brother, even if you cannot tell me on this live show, tell me privately. Please,
Right.
I
At
will
least.
never feel offended because I'm open to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, one thing, I want to tell you something because personally, I will take this very personal because I will not hide it. I will use myself as a clear example to this
Right.
case study. You see, in life, everybody know what they want in life.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a man, I started very fast. You know when they say somebody is very fast in other
Fast.
things?
I know what
Yes,
fast
I
means.
was
Yeah.
very fast in other things,
Right.
right? One, I jumped from primary 5, entered secondary school.
Mm-hmm.
I was in SS2. I joined my seniors in the seminary because they're not up to the minimum amount. I'm talking this is a public forum. They're not up to the minimum amount to sit for WAEC. So they took the best 5 from SS2. I joined and I was the second best in that WAEC. So I was very fast. Then I got into the College of Medicine after I left the seminary. And when those days, when they paste it in Uniben, you see your age. I believe till date, even my colleagues that are doctors now, they greet me, they think I'm older than them because of my body nature, right? But they will be surprised to hear this from me today. When the admission came out, I looked around the list. I won't say I'm the youngest, but I did not see anybody age lower than my age at the time. Now, fast forward, after medical school did not go through, after I moved to study abroad, one thing came to my mind. I was never going to get married as a man when I am not financially buoyant. That was just a personal thing to me. Trust me. So I knew that it is not, and my situation was like now delaying the university, went to start again, studying computer science abroad or something like that. So, and where I was not going to just go and fall on a woman like a property.
Right.
You understand what I mean? So, age was not on my side at this time, if that makes
Age
sense.
wasn't on your side. Okay.
Yeah, my younger brothers.
Was there a woman on your side?
A woman on my side when I was a student in abroad?
At that time when you were, let's say, 25 and above, did you have a woman at all that you were holding hostage while you were
No,
waiting?
no.
So why
Never.
are we not talking about that? There's no woman.
No, that's what I'm explaining to you now. You have a woman when you want a woman, right? So what am I trying to say? Even if I meet a girl during that period or whatever,
Right.
obviously, I myself know that I am not going to marry under that condition, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with that.
Yes.
Disagree with that. You know why I disagree with that?
Why?
Because again, if you have a woman in your corner, right? And even though you told yourself 3 years before that, that's if I'm not reach this certain age, there's certain woman you have in your life, you're like, yeah, this is my lady. She's rocking with me for the rest of my life. I'm not letting her go.
Brother Ade, let me, brother
Okay.
Allah, brother Allah, let me come in there, please, Bio. Let me come in there with what brother Allah just said. Brother Allah, let me tell you, let me take you to your Edoche's case today.
Your Edoche's, okay.
Your Edoche took each, they were young, they were in their 20s. She got pregnant, they got married. But now he's feeling himself.
Yes.
He's feeling himself now that he's too much for that woman. He needs more. But that's what he's feeling. He's feeling himself, and he's feeling he can do anything he likes. So if you ask Biabio to keep somebody at that time, and later he's feeling himself that the person is not worth it, what will happen?
It could be, but again, we're talking about time.
So that's what I'm explaining to you now. Time depends on who is watching it.
Okay,
hold on, my brother. Please, let me tell you something. Time depends on who is watching it.
Yes.
Let's say, for instance, your own time of ideology might be, I'm looking at 20-something, I want to marry. I didn't tell you I was looking at age. You must understand what I just said. That's what I just told you. I said, I realized that I am the kind of man that would not marry and become a woman's proper problem or property. That based on the life circumstance that was happening to me at the time, even if hold on, my brother, I was studying in Dublin. on this forum, Auntie B will tell you for free.
Right.
Dublin is women's country.
Mm-hmm.
Every average woman in Dublin has a minimum of her own house. At least I'm not the most handsome guy, you can tell from my face, but at least I'm not the most ugliest guy, right? Good. And you can tell that I'm well learned. So when I was in Ireland, trust me, my brother, I was hot cake, not be cake where they not cook, better cake for any single mother or at least a woman that has just one child to hold down and say, come and stay with me, I will take care of you. Even that school where you want to go, I will pay for you. But that's what I'm trying to explain to you here.
Right.
What might be your priority might not be on others.
Values.
So, and me, at that time, I don't want to be a man that would go and sit in a woman's house, for instance, as a student, and I'm not contributing. That's not my ideology of marriage. So,
I don't think you should do that either.
Thank you. So that's why when you taught me, I was trying to explain the life position step by step so that you understand. Then after studies, when I was not trying to look at work and marriage and all that, I then realized that I was not even going to remain in Dublin, Ireland. Right. So therefore, anything presenting itself, I wasn't even ready for it. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. Then fast forward, few years down the line,
when you say you weren't ready for it, specifically, what do you mean? Financially?
No, financially now was okay, but I wasn't ready to get married to anybody in that country to remain there. Because
why not?
That's what I'm telling you now. So being there for a while, all right, and pursuing my career, and the country wasn't really favorable to me at that location. So I already knew that no, I would not. And two, just to add to your own side of it, a strong point, honestly, based on the situation in Dublin, those in Dublin watching, they will just smile. They will tell you, Dublin is not England. Based on the situation in Dublin that time, please shout out to my single mothers. Everybody is blessed. You know, today I'm a single father. I have a daughter, a beautiful daughter that is 10 years old.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
If you don't know on this platform, you got to know today. So what I'm trying to tell you now is that
you just there.
Yeah. So at that point, yeah, but I never had that in Dublin, so not that, but I'm coming somewhere. So, yeah. So at that point, I knew that I wasn't going to stay there. So I made sure that, you know, I didn't just want to do anything that I would, you know, I always look at the bigger picture, right? So at the end of the day, I moved out and finally I moved to the United States, correct? Okay. Right. Now, what am I trying to explain here? The point is this. The life movement from country, move here, education, this and that, you find, I won't say I wasn't doing well, but I wasn't really, you know, when they say somebody balance, you see the way I balance today for a year now. I don't balance for a year now. Even if I born 20 children inside this my house here, I go change papas. No shaking. Not be say I did here, they get mind, say I'm in America. I'm thinking in the next 5 years that they go stay Mexico. They are going to think of marriage.
Because you're a critical thinker.
You know what I'm saying? So what am I trying to explain to you here? You know, this topic is long, but let us just stop it by saying.
Let me ask you this one question.
Yeah.
Why can't all the reasons you gave me so far, why can't it be in all of that? I didn't find my wife. I didn't have my wife.
Oh no, it can't be, because let me tell you something. The person that. So
you're saying, wait. You're saying I found my wife, I decided to discard her because I have all these other things.
You asked the question, can I answer it?
Let me ask the question one more time.
Let me answer that question well for you.
So you can be clear.
I have a very good answer.
I found my wife, but I just decided to throw her in the garbage because I have all this other.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Okay, let me tell you something. The answer to that is this. I am not the person that believes there's one woman for one man that miraculously that woman is your wife. I don't believe that. I believe.
How do you mean?
There's no soulmate.
Thank you. Let me explain what I mean. So what I mean by this is that the women that I met during that period, that I ever dated, they are all qualified to be my wife. So I found my wives, right? So what am I trying to tell you? Listen now. So yes, I found my wife. So what I mean, I found my wives, mean that I'm this person that believes that me today, if a man and a woman meet each other and both of them know what they want and they negotiate, they discuss, they will become husband and wife. It doesn't really mean, I don't believe in, I went downstairs. So I was downstairs as I was going to the shop. I just found my wife. As I saw her, I just believe this is my wife. I'm not that kind of human being.
Right.
Do you understand what I mean? So what do I mean? In fact, it's a shocking thing I will tell you today. You will even be shocked and you will not like me the more. To be very honest. No, you will not like me the more. To be very honest with you, the girl that have a baby, my daughter's mom, is overqualified to be my wife.
So what happened? I beg you.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm coming to you now. So what I'm trying to tell you in essence is that the reason why it didn't work out at that time is because we had a relationship that was never defined, and the intent was never at the time of me getting to settle down, if that makes sense to you. So what now happened was that at that point, you know, let me tell you, this is why we must identify these things as men too. Most men complain in their marriages today because, not because, I'm not saying they force them, but some people are not ready for marriage because of circumstances. They just went and carry ring. And tomorrow they start complaining. Let me tell you one thing, when you are not ready for something, don't do it. No matter how bad
give me an example.
Look.
I need an example.
Example is what I just gave you. At the time,
you said some people are not ready for marriage. I agree with that. I need examples so we can dig in a little.
So the example is what I just gave for myself. Like for instance, when I was dating, the short date that I had with my daughter's mom was just a kind of, how will I put it, you know, dating, you know, young guy dating normally, but marriage was not the thing, if that makes sense, right? And she knew because we didn't even discuss it. Like, it's just a boyfriend girlfriend issue, and I wasn't ready for marriage at the time or whatever. And once she came to me that she missed whatever, you understand, you know, at the end of the day, I was not going to say because there is a child involved, then I did not force myself into that marriage. Do you know why? Fine, I can tell you that I'm not God. If I had taken that decision at that time, I'm not saying I've achieved so much today, but trust me, I'm happy where I am. If I had taken that decision, some part of my life would have changed a different direction. So, so it is better that when you are ready to make a decision, right? You make a decision. It's like, for instance, as I am right now today, I know that I'm ready to marry, even though I have a woman or not. If that makes sense to you. So under this platform now, if a girl not come, for instance, so it's not going to happen anyway, because I won't try that.
Why not?
No, what I mean is not going to happen. Like a girl not come and maybe come pregnant for me, like the way it happened way back. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So, but just say for instance, if I was like under this condition that I know that I'm ready now to get married, you know, and that had happened under this situation, trust me, that same girl would have been my wife. If that makes sense. This is difficult for me to explain, but I want you to use your psychology.
Everything you said makes sense. As a matter of fact, I agree with everything you said. But it doesn't align with my suggestion earlier.
No, that's my personal experience, you know.
That's your thank you. That's your personal experience, and you're speaking to personal experience off of the life you've lived so far. So imagine you now turn around, you create a YouTube channel. You now start telling every 19-year-old to wait until they are 39 to get married.
Why will I do that?
That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you, why will I do that?
Oh, let me tell you why you do that.
Let me just stop with this. Let me stop with this, please. Better information.
Okay.
I come from a family of 5 boys, no sister, blood sister, right? Trust me, this is social media. Somebody will still come one day and say, that guy know him. Either he lied or he's saying the truth.
No, that's fine.
Hold
listen.
on. Even the youngest in my house that I seen you 3 times has 3 kids.
No,
All
no.
right.
It has nothing to
Everybody,
do with
listen.
that.
Hold on now. No, I'm coming somewhere. I know what I'm going to. Every one of them married at 20 something, and they are still happily married till today, even though they have their own challenges individually, like every marriage. But what I'm saying here is this: then it will not be stupid of me if I now open a channel, can't start to tell people that you need to be 40
So
get
let me
married.
explain to you why.
So when I do
Let
that,
me explain to you that there's a BOT who is your twin brother. It's not you, who will find a good reason to do that, and this is how their life transpired. Okay, what happened in their life is that as soon as they were 27, they like Ola got married, right? At the age of 33, they lost it. They lost their family, right? Something happened. We don't know, as usual, just like we don't know Bishop's full story. The only thing we can hear is side of people's story, right? We don't know what happened, but he thinks he knows. He thinks because he has an authentic experience that nobody can invalidate. He thinks that should be everybody's truth. And he blames himself that why didn't I wait until 35 to make sure that my brain is fully developed at 26 and make sure that my finances are in the right place. That if I had done that, see, all of us, when we fail in certain things, we justify. We look back and then we justify with the limitations of our lenses, our experience. There's only so much you can see.
That's for the weak, not for the wise. Man, I won't do
That's
that.
the point. That's the point, right?
That's for the weak.
Remember, BOT is weak.
It's
BO
a
is the
case by
man.
case situation, my brother. Everything in life is case by case situation. So
make I finish explaining them, right?
Yeah,
so
go
now he's 33, is divorced, is battling out a custody battle in the court, and he's felt that pain, right? Even though the friends of the wife, in their opinion, is a terrible guy who is a narcissist and all this kind of, and he did show those traits for obvious reasons because they were fighting, right? And they were in a contest. They were competing with each other. Who is going to win? Who is at fault? Who is to blame? That's basically what people engage when they find themselves in this situation. So now he finally said, let me start a YouTube channel and teach others not to fall into what I fell into. All right. So now it's like, don't do it until you are 35. I'm talking to all those people that may be listening to me. Don't deliberately time out your life like that. You're not God. You don't control time. Go ahead, unmute.
Can I ask you? I have a question for you. Sorry.
Me?
A very important question.
Me?
The question I have for you is not concerning this.
Is it for me or for Mr. Ola?
Bio, let me get
yes, look.
Hold on 1 second. Wave at me real quick. Kidola, can you wave? Okay. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Kidola. Let me get Sister Ice, and then I'll get Kidola, then I'll come back to Bio, so we can make sure everybody speaks.
Bio, is the question for me or Mr. Ola?
For Ola.
Okay. Mr. Ola.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I saying? I was trying to say something now. Oh my God, you made me forget what I wanted to say.
You're here now. You can tell me later. That's fine. Let's Bio, ask me your question. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on, Bio. Make I get my brother here real quick, and then I'll come back to you. Go ahead. Is it Kidola, right? Kidola?
Yeah, thank you, my brother. You see, Nigerians, let's just say the truth. We're too bravado. Instead, we're too bravado. Too bravado.
Oh, okay.
And Nigerians are full of lies and shit. They're dusty. Relationship in Nigeria is based on all lies, pretending, manipulating. Somebody will see you, will tell you lies, will pretend. You understand me? They don't really come for good intention, both the boys and the men. You said a girl will see you coming from abroad, he will pretend that he really likes you or he loves you. The Nigerian guy is going to meet that girl, is also going to bravado, to lie also.
My brother,
can you have a very beautiful?
But that is what works for them.
How can you have a beautiful relationship like that? Anything that built on lie is dusty. You understand me? Because at the time, the reality will catch up to you. And some of these things are like this. Guys that come
People
from
that when
abroad.
go open eye, they tell the truth.
Hold
They
up,
don't
yo.
want to take
Hold up,
it.
yo.
Hold on,
Hold up, yo.
bro. Hold up, bro. Even those that live in Nigeria, even like the guys that live in Nigeria, when they have little change, they will just lie to this girl, throw this girl up. Everything is based on lie. Then when they're done with this girl, they will escape. Sometimes some of these girls will get pregnant and become a single mom. They will deny knowing this girl. You understand? The way Nigerians are really are one of the Nigerians are the most notorious liars in everything. In everything. Not just one lie. Everything is lie. Even before they open their mouth is lie. Even when they conclude is lie. That's why marriages in Nigeria today is not even working. Because the guy that is coming to approach the woman is lying. The woman herself is even lying to the guy. Look, the foundation is shaking already. It's all based on lies. So that's why I say Nigerians are very bravado. For those Nigerians that live in America, whoa. Just forget it. But you see, America is a bravado area. It's a fantasy land. Superheroes. You understand me? They want to rescue you. They're especially Nigerians that live in America. They will come to detention like, oh yeah, I'm so in love. They will give you all kind of promises. Because America is a fantasy way. They talk bravado. Eastern Nigeria is even a bravado territory itself. Because really, that's why you see the country up to today is based on lies. That's how our leaders were also elected. They're like reflection of us. You understand? So it's not just only in marriages or relationship, generally in everything. Nigeria will say white, they'll tell you green. You understand? That's why the relationship seen today in Nigeria is different from the relationship seen 30, 40 years ago. You know where this guy is working, you know who is this guy, and everything. The lie become more increased as the money started coming, as they started bragging. Even those that don't even eat will brag. You understand me? Nigeria is a perfect country where I say, fake it till you make it. Also goes to the relationship aspect of Nigeria life also. They fake it. They take in some certain aspect of that relationship, things will make the lies now become true. Because Nigeria believe in lies. They roll in lies and they believe in lies. That is, they will never nothing good. So both the men and the women, they're all coming at each other. Who will blink first? They with the reality here up, you say, yeah, those that cannot face it will escape it. And those that can face will say, yeah. If I just say like this, will you follow me? That's what you see now in relationship in Nigeria. Thank you, bro.
All right, bro. You have any specific examples for us?
You look, our friends that are coming to Nigeria, you know what I mean? Then when they land in Nigeria, they bravado. You understand? Their mind really was not ready to find a real wife. Their mind is to sleep with a lot of girls because they already have in their list how they're going to sleep with this girl, sleep with that girl. Some of them might even have wives right. Or whatever is where they're coming from. Some of them might even get married, but the marriage is fake. You understand?
Wait. So people go to get married, and then the marriage is fake. What do you mean by that?
He's saying be built on lies. That's what he's trying to say.
No, wait now.
Let me give you. Look, we're all Nigerians. When a guy lands from abroad, right, then approach a girl, the girl will notice differences, right? Maybe the way she talk, maybe the way he talks, or the way he's very calm, he's very patient. Then he will use this Western system of patientness, sympatheticness, emotional, can't involve, but the emotion is fake. It's not real. Then
all right. So what is in it for them? Sorry, I'll go cut you off small. After this, what is in it for them? What's the motive? Why people?
It's a game.
It's game.
It's a game.
But what's the motive of the game? What are they looking to achieve from that?
That is before they left and after they left. Even when they come back, the mentality and the way they live their life.
Is it sex? Is it just sex? It could be sex. They just want to have sex.
Just they want to catch the most beautiful girl that they could not when they were in town, even when they were lying. See, when you lie too much, you start believing your own lies. and that lies will grow with you. And when this lie started growing when this lie started growing with you, you will not even know the truth anymore. So your lies are now become your truth.
Okay.
So these are the way they operate. You understand me? So let's assume I was 20. I lied. I continue lying. And me and Pierre Goose always need to lie. Lies power is part of the ball game. Even when you're 40, you still continue lying.
Do you have any personal experiences of how Nigerians as liars?
Yes.
Do you have any personal? You can try to leave out some details. Share something with us.
I've seen our friends, you understand, who come to Nigeria and promise these girls for marriage. Use these girls to clean their houses. Come with this flashy
Okay, so abandoned girls in Nigeria, basically.
Use them and they are even tape video, some nonsense. The both of them they were doing together, saying this is how it's done in Europe, you understand, or in America. Their game is always on lies. Look, when you're a perpetual liar, when you're a notorious liar, you still continue being a notorious liar because that's what you know. You understand? That's what you know. You don't know nothing else. Even when you met, sometimes when you met a really girl that will love you, you know that person don't even know how to love. You understand? So marrying is just so a marry, but the procedure, the story of that marriage is not based there. It's just based on lie. When everything will just collapse. It will collapse at once.
So what I'm getting from you is that you're trying to share with women to be careful with this kind of men, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Not just only women, not just only women, men also. So men might be very, very good that came from abroad also. But
no, I'm saying, are you protecting the girls in diaspora, or girls and boys in diaspora, or those ones in Nigeria on ground?
Especially those ones in Nigeria. The one in the diaspora, some desperate one can maybe not really check that, but some not desperate one can figure out who are you. They like to know you. You might come with different type of music, a different type of suit. You understand?
All right, so what solution would you suggest based off of this? Because I'm not exactly disagreeing with you, but I can't really get I can't get it specific.
The solution will be very, very difficult because we're so sucking into these lies. You understand? Let me just give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Thank you. Yes.
If a Nigerian guy sometimes even have what called interracial relationship, right? Sometimes you see when this other race, some of them they can be very patient, right? They start studying you. You start seeing the lies these Nigerian guys are still bringing out. They're still bringing out. Until that person get fed up of that lies. Okay, this is enough now. Who are you? Get the fuck out of here. Why you lying? Because a liar don't even know what will even happen. What is said yesterday.
Right.
We will just forget everything. So what I'm trying to say is this. Marrying in Nigeria today, or since 15 years ago, it's just a sham.
It's a sham?
Big sham.
Okay, so let me revert one more question. Thank you so much for your submission. Let me reverse it, right? Are you saying there are no more honest Nigerians anywhere on this planet ever again?
There are very few. Our population is a notorious ground for lies.
So to me, it's obvious why you don't see there's any solution.
Everything is dusty.
What you go now do? What you go do now?
Nothing. The people
help us at this point.
The ones you see, the ones you see now.
Thank you, sir. Let me support your point.
The ones you see now that's supposed to teach the younger ones how to be truthful are far more notorious than the ones of 40 years ago.
Yeah, but if you've lost hope, if you've lost hope that you can't even find a decently honest partner to do life with.
No.
How are you going to create honest children?
No. See,
let the brother go, because
hold on. Hola, you know
thank
what?
you. Thank you so much. This is a good conversation. Actually.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hola, if you notice, I'm not sitting on my desk today. My phone does the shape because my hand at the hold on.
I see.
You see the way my hand do I tell they hold this phone, so that the waka sometimes I just waka. So what I want to thank that caller, but however, I understand your point. I know based on who you are, you need to find out some deeper things. I totally understand. I get it. But I had a question for you that I was going to ask.
Yeah, ask that question, then I gotta go to Sister Ice.
Yeah, I gotta leave the show anyway right now. So before I have that question, I want to make a comment on what I'm not saying how he outlines his points, but however, what I can figure out from what he's trying to say, which I totally agree, and persistently, anybody that have been following me, anytime I comment, anytime I come on any show, regardless of what I keep saying, I always hit on one thing. Lie is always the foundation for most of these bad marriages. And I keep saying it. Even the same event that took us here, it was even until that caller insisted that it doesn't matter, you can lie a little bit. That was where the problem for me started, even though you identified earlier. Hold on. So what am I trying to say? You see, it's not about me, but because you like example, I will give it to you. The reason why my daughter's mom have no personal issue with me today is because I found out years later that it's because, not because I did not marry her, but because I never promised to marry her. And she knew that I never lied to her. See, let me tell you something. It was not I'm not a perfect person. But what I can beat my chest to stand is that, you know one thing, if no matter how good a woman is, if you go impregnate her after promising her marriage and you didn't marry her, that woman will never forgive you. The foundation is wrong. Are you understanding me, my brother?
So here's the problem with this conversation.
This is what this man is saying, for instance. Hold on. What this man is trying to identify here, which we agree. I keep on telling you, I know you don't like generalizing, but however, from every discussion that I've had with marriages that have problem, I always identify most times that there was always a foundational lie. And what this man have come here to tell you and me today, even though he was unable to give specific case, right, is this. You see, leave marriage out of this, leave men, leave women out of this.
Right.
I'm not generalizing. I'm a Nigerian myself.
Right.
Naturally, it is very easy for people to like liars than people that tell them truth to their face. It's a natural phenomenon. So what am I trying to tell you here? You see, one thing, if a man come to you or a woman come to you and tell you why even some good women today remain single, is because they are too truthful. I'm telling you, some good women are single because they're too truthful. You see, some women got married
is that why there's no solutions? Is that why there's no solution?
I'm not saying there's no solution. Calm down now. Calm down, man. Please.
Now they're here. Are they here now? You and your brother are here, and my brother here.
Always on the solution part. But what we are saying here is that regardless, when somebody contributes, regardless, please, regardless, everybody will not be an analyst.
No, like listen.
No, to find solution.
Let me say before you continue. I hate to interrupt your train of thought, right? Before you continue, I would trigger a lot of you. I would trigger
a lot of me.
All of una. Everybody with the chat. I go trigger una. Right? Just warning, okay? And then you will come back with
you cannot trigger me, my brother.
And then you tell me about Ola. Wait. And then you go tell me, say, Olabo, you said this. You're gonna see a lot of those. Be prepared for that, right? But continue.
It's not a contest. I'm not here for a contest. I'm here. See, I have a belief each time I come online like this.
Right.
Everything that I'm going to say cannot be 100% correct. I want you to know that. Right. I've already accepted that in my heart before speaking.
Before you speak, okay. All right.
But I'm going to give you, and I'm not here to prove a point.
No, that's fine.
To it.
Again,
no,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I want you to
thank
speak freely.
So
okay?
I come here. See, do you know how many times I've been on anti-B shows that the entire people kick me out? Like, Bill, get out! Your point not make sense. So what I'm trying to tell you, I did not take it personal. The next day I took it to that show.
Please don't.
No. What I'm trying to explain to you is that it would do us very good at this personally, Bill. As you see me so, Abdul Robomao. See, I'm a gogoro now. This is not details small. So now my best friend, because once I don't take her, I'll tell you my mind. Before I will even tell you that I am this person where you know expect me to talk here. Only you said will shock. Say, this Bill the explain said. So what am I trying to tell you? I have said it once in anti-B shows that even men will tell you. I have close friends that have called me and say, Ben, you know what? You have a problem. You're not a bit deceived person. If you say it's a bit deceived, maybe now, when I was in Nigeria before I moved down to the US, for instance, I had relocated finally to Nigeria before. That's the question I want to ask you now. This is the question. When I was in Nigeria, I took a decision and said, I moved back to Nigeria from Dublin Island, finally. Right? And while I was there, then I decided to say, okay, let me start my business, do this, do that, and I will get a woman and all that. I thought I was ready. Immediately, I found somebody that we are not dating, not married now, but we are dating.
Right.
And immediately we started dating, my US trip came up. Immediately, less than 3 months. I'm going to give you timeline. At that point, this girl, without even discussing marriage, because people can see now, already knows that what is this potential guy? If I just stay here, the marriage is guaranteed, I might behave well. But the moment I decided to travel, the parents reached out to me and say, why don't we just do something? Maybe if you travel first. I went straight to their eyes. I looked to the mom eye. I said, listen, you see me? Thank God I studied abroad. I work abroad a little bit before I moved back to Nigeria. Now I'm traveling to the US with the objective of maybe coming back. But however, I will not marry a woman and go on a journey. Are you listening to me?
I didn't listen.
Now, was it a bad thing that I made that statement? Because immediately, if it was somebody who like a lie to tell that family, he will marry that girl down and please them.
So I get the gist. I get the gist.
On. But the person who told them truth, and finally that journey now, we can't date there for some years before we come back. So what am I trying to tell you? Are you saying that, do you support that being truthful, regardless of the position of the man or the woman, should be appreciated rather than just doing something because you feel that this needs to be done?
Let me answer the question. And then I got to let sister
go ahead.
Go, right? My answer is that being truthful is not enough. That is your requirement as a human being, bare minimum. It doesn't guarantee you good relationship. You will suffer. And you go blame the whole of Nigeria every day for it. You will suffer if you think just being truthful is all it takes to build a successful relationship. You will suffer. The suffer go take. Because again, just think about it. It's expectations on yourself that if I'm truthful, I should create good results. And then every time you're disappointed, disappointment breeds resentment. And you project it, and we all create generalization. I keep telling you, we all do that. It's just that some are more chronic than others, right? We all generalize, right? But it's always coming from a place of some level of expectations, right? Based off of self-righteousness. I'm truthful, so I should create good results. Because if not that you asked me that question, I was about to pose a question back at you. Are you saying that being truthful is the ultimate solution?
It's not the ultimate solution. Being truthful is the foundation. It's not the ultimate solution. Marriage or relationship has a number of factors.
The two
foundation
destructive.
must be built on truth.
Wait, Bio, you have to keep coming because we have to continue this conversation, right?
You just ask me a question and just answer.
No, I know they ask question for me anymore because you could take 50 hours to answer me. But
not really 50 hours, now 100 hours.
But sir, I gotta let you go. Let me just say this one
Take care,
point.
man.
I'll say this one point. No, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. You're not allowed to leave, okay? Let me just.
Now work I did.
You did work. Okay. I'll go release you. I'll contact you. Yeah, thank you, bro. Let me just say this. The two destruction of relationship marriages is pride and unrealistic expectations. That's it. Pride and unrealistic expectations. If somebody is telling you a lie, it is wrong, but it is a symptom of other issues. Okay, it's not the root cause. There are other underlying things that causes a person to lie. If you focus, it's like focusing on the branch of the tree and you're missing what is in the foundation that's making this person lie. It doesn't have to be your fault. It could be just a bad habit, but you have to address it as this is a bad habit first, then to say, oh, the lie is the cause. No, there's a reason why this person is lying. But let's let Sister Ice go. Sorry about the delay. This is just how these conversations go. Right?
No, it's okay. I'm off today, so I can stay.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you guys. Bio, I get all your explanation and everything. You know, I said something before. I said, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Sure, we can.
I said something before. I said you're a critical thinker. When you're a critical thinker, there are a lot of things. I'm a critical thinker too. My own is even extreme. So there are a lot of people. I have friends I can't discuss with. I can't converse with. It's not they're my friends, but there are some things I want to discuss, but I know they are not there. They can't be there. Even to the extent that if I send a text message to some people, they don't get what I've sent.
It's actually worse. They will misinterpret.
Yes, they will say they don't understand. I'll say, God, where have I? What is happening? Is it that I'm something is wrong with me or something? So it's always like that. Bio, I get your explanation. I get what you're saying and all that. It's not as if Mr. Allah doesn't get some things though, but Mr. Allah is talking from his own angle of that we're calling you psychology.
You gotta go deeper. you gotta go deeper. Yeah.
So because I always forget that I forgot some of my points. I pointed some things that I wanted to say. Bio, you said something about liars. Yes. People that lie. Truth of the matter, I've always told people liars are very convincing. That's why people fall for them. They know where to point out. They know where to get you. They know what to tell you. They know how to go about it to make you believe them, and you will fall. People will say, no, they can never tell you. I can never fall. Let me tell you something. There's nobody that cannot fall. Just pray that the person that is coming to you, you are above that person. If you are not above that person thinking or in everything, when I'm not saying money or anything, in your mental state, if you are not above that person, the person can get you.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe halfway before you realize that no, you have been lied to and all that. But the thing is just, we take time. Some people can pretend for long, but the truth of the matter is, even when you are perfect in your lying, there are still some points, there are still some red flags that are coming up. The truth is, we know, we see.
The big water in the fridge. Which fridge?
Continue.
We know, we see, but we ignore. A lot of people ignore. A lot of people are in denial that no, he or she can't do this, he or she can't do this. No, I'm not sure. Just like our sister Stella and her family were like, he's a pastor, he's a bishop, you know. You see, you say no, this can be no. And at a point in life too, many people have been telling you think too deep, you think too far. Then you will not say, okay, let me allow this thing fly. Then you see that you have been played in a way because you allowed it to fly. But normally, some people have different gifts. Me, I have that gift of discernment. I have that gift of knowing that when something, if I can enter a place and I can watch everybody's body language. I don't really care about what you say though.
Right.
I care about your body language. It's not because we are taught about that body language is 98%. Well, no.
It's just truth.
me. It's just my natural gift. I get into
that's
a
your
place.
gift. That's
Yes,
even
I
better.
can read everybody's body language and tell some. I told my cousin, sorry, I'm going to bring in a small short story. We went, my friend and my cousin and I went to a salon in Abuja.
Right.
When we entered the salon, and we noticed a girl. I think she was supposed to be there like accountant. She was all over. She was like busy, talking to the workers. She was not really polite in talking to the workers. She was controlling. Yeah, she was controlling, and So I was asking my cousin, who is she? Because that was my first time in the salon. I was asking my cousin, who is she? My cousin says she doesn't know her, but she thinks she's their cashier. I said, okay. I kept quiet. We're still on. And I told my cousin, I said, this girl, the way she's behaving like somebody that is dating somebody that owns, the person that owns this place. My cousin said I should shut up my mouth that the owner of this place is married with a wife and they have a baby. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay. I said, but even if it's not that guy, she's dating somebody that like two guys, they run the place. I said she's dating one of the guys. The other one is single, but the other one is married. I said I'm sure she's dating one of them because she's talking with so much authority and confidence. So my cousin said, me self, I should just leave them there. We left. That was on a Saturday. On Tuesday, my cousin called me and called me a witch. You know what happened? That same Saturday, somebody came. They were looking for a barber. She recommended a barber to the guy that owns the place. So the barber, I told the barber, that guy that comes to my house, that drives a Golf. That's the person that wants a barber. So the barber was excited and said, okay, when should I come in? The girl told the guy to come on Monday for a barber interview and all that. So on Monday, the guy was going to it was a plaza. The guy was going to the plaza for the interview and saw that particular Golf in front of the plaza, close to the plaza he was supposed to go to, the next plaza. He had to stop. Then bike were still running. He had to stop on a bike. I was like, So as the security man outside there, I'm looking for the brother that has this Golf. The security man now said, oh, the brother, I don't know if he's around, but check inside that shop. That's their shop. The shop was the wife's brother's shop. The shop was the owner of the salon's wife's brother's shop. And they sell glasses there, sunglasses there. And the woman was running it for the brother. The guy went inside and was like, I saw the lady there. And saw the owner of the salon's wife's there. I was like, oh, I'm looking for the brother that owns that Golf. The lady was surprised. It's strange. How can you say the person you are looking for the owner of that Golf? You don't even know his name. So the lady now said, you don't know his name. He said, no. Say, okay, why? He said, my sister, his girlfriend. You see, the guy didn't even know. Now said, my sister, his girlfriend said they were looking for a barber in their salon. So the wife was shocked. But she put herself together and was like, oh, okay. Who is your sister? Then he called the girl's name. The lady almost passed out, but composed herself. Her baby that was on with her gave the baby to the sales girl there. And Jana said, okay, let's go and meet the brother. The saloon is in the other plaza. They went. She marched the boy to the plaza. When they got to the plaza, the guy was inside the office where there's an office inside the salon. Was inside the office. She entered the salon. Immediately she entered, women, she couldn't even control herself. She saw the girl. The next thing she said, you get out of this salon. You that started cussing her. I said, you mean? The boy was shocked. The boy didn't even know. The boy was now lost. The husband came out. You know what the husband did? The husband sent her out of the salon and said, you embarrassed me. Get out of the salon. You embarrassed. Well, to cut the long story short, I could deduce what happened,
Right.
I decoded the other girls, whatever.
Right.
So that comes along with liars too. Liars, when they know you, if they know, like now I know Brother Allah, he's a good listener. I will know some things I want to tell you, how to talk to you. You just said that Bishop was always talking with soft voice, wanting pity and all that. They know how to go about it. That's why liars are very convincing.
Right.
For the brother that called and said, everybody in Nigeria, where everybody in Nigeria, everybody abroad, they are all liars. The truth of this is that now we are basing it on social media. No. All
Thank
these
you.
things have been on. All these things have been on even before we were born. But just that it was not out there because there was no social media, there was no internet. You understand? And it is even better now because with the internet, you can even see trace people. But some of those lies of those days, you could not even trace them anymore. Like some people even have kids or people they didn't even see in all their life.
Right.
So the thing is just that the lies will be there. But the thing is that what are we really teaching our children? It starts from the home, from the family. So part of the solution is the family, the home. What are you teaching your children? Do your children really go out and bring stuff that they can't account for and you just accept it in? What are you teaching your parents, your children? What values are you imbibing on your children? Is your values in your house? Is it just bring money? Doesn't matter how it comes.
Right.
Date anybody? Doesn't matter who. Even if he's a Yahoo boy, even if he's working, what are the values? What are those things you teach your children? We have to start from the home, and we want all this to be taught in schools. It's not possible. We want all these things to be taught. It's not possible. And churches need to, religious places, not just churches, religious places, whatever you believe in, you have to take. They have to take responsibility of knowing what to tell their congregation. What are they teaching them?
Right.
What are they putting in their mind? First thing I see in this, we have to teach love. What one thing we don't teach? Love, kindness, and how to be considerate. People just do things and say, forget now today. They don't run you streets. It's a normal thing. No, it's not normal. They don't run you street. They've cheated you. It's a normal thing. No, it's not normal. You have to let people know it's not normal. It is wrong. But we just parents now, because everybody wants to make it. Everybody wants to build a house. A man wants to build. A woman wants to build. Everybody wants to own one thing or the other. Everybody's chasing money.
So the focus is all over the place, and it's no longer focus.
Yeah.
Family have to start.
My brother, look. My sister, I got you. Look, you're right. Nigeria mindset is materialistic, money conscious mindset. You understand me? Let me give you an example. Can a Nigerian date a guy just by knowing this guy?
Okay, do me a favor. Do me a favor, bro. I don't know if she has to run. Auntie B, are you there? Let's just give honor to whom honor is due. Unmute yourself. I think you're muted.
Muted.
How you doing?
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
everybody. Hi.
How are you?
Hallelujah to everybody.
Hallelujah to you.
I'm in my prayer mode. I'm in church. Eyes. So we saw your face today in our last channel.
Cry,
she
did it for me.
You came out on camera because of Ola. Okay, I'm waiting for you. You look very
don't get jealous, Auntie B. Don't get jealous.
On your show.
I'm very, very jealous.
Okay. Next show, I'm going to show my face for you.
All right. Okay. Bio, how are you, my brother? Urobo man.
I see your red couple. Whether you like it or not, God will bless you according to my
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Okay, so I've been listening all along. I was driving to church, but I've been listening. Sorry, it's a bit noisy. Lots of people around, and even though I'm trying to hide in the corner, you're going to get some background noise. So sorry about that. I was particularly very interested in the contribution of that brother who spoke a while ago before Bill. He said so many wild things that, I'm not quite sure how to even respond to all that about, how there's no honesty. People are so dishonest. You can't find somebody that is genuine anymore and all that. And I'm wondering, I don't know, is he still in the studio?
He's here. Yeah. Brother,
I'm wondering, does he have an experience? Is this coming from a personal experience? Because Allah, you were saying that it's good for us to have a story, to be specific. Yes. And when people talk like this, it's usually coming from a place of a deep personal experience. So I'm not sure. Can we find out?
So the reason why he's still here, Brother Kidola, do you
I don't have the experience. Look, I don't have that experience. I've been married for 25 years. You said I'm married for 25
congratulations.
years. I've been with my woman for 25 years. What I'm trying to tell you about is this. You see, in Nigeria, I went to University of Benin. You understand?
Yeah,
I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up
know.
in Benin. I grew up in Benin.
It sounds like sorry, you sound like our friend's father. The same voice.
Desmond. It sounds like Desmond.
No. No, not Desmond. Not Desmond.
I'm not,
It's definitely not Desmond, and I'll tell you why once it's done.
I don't play no dusty game, you understand me? The dusty
No, I
mind
mean
of
it sounds like the girl's father.
Nigeria dusty mind is this. Our mentality is all about materialistic. Can you know somebody without
not like brother Ade, Uncle Ade? Is it the one?
No, it's not. It's not.
Can you know somebody without not involving materialistic towards it? Okay, let me just know you. Let's take a walk together. Let's have a date. Let's have a drink. Not about materialistics, right? Not about anything. Pocket watching. Just okay. Let's do window shopping. Let's call. Then I know you slowly. But the first thing about Nigerian mindset is about hegemony. What do you get? That you see, that's what I'm bringing that the foundation of Nigeria way of impressing, or let's know each other, or let me tell you who am I, it still have to do with deep pocket. Those that have are those that do not have. You understand me? So it's like I pretend, I fake it. So when you come and meet again, you dress heavily, you dress as you want, you dress to impress. But what I've noticed in some other type of relationship also, you can come casually. Hi, how you doing?
But I mean, what I want to find out, sir, is it like, are you saying the larger population of people, both men and women, behave in this way, or is everyone?
No, it's a large part of Nigerian mentality, and that's very dusty.
So let me say this. Let me just say this once and for all, right? I said this earlier. It doesn't have to be about romantic issues only. I've tried my hands in car business before, and I failed on my face. So I have a tendency to tell people to not get into car business, and I have personal friends that are doing extremely well in the car business. Do you understand that gist right there, right? So if you anytime, as I've always said, you don't know the whole of Nigerians, it's impossible that you can make an accurate statement. Ever saying that. It's impossible. Your circle, your experiences you've encountered dishonest Nigeria, and social media confirms that because negative news tend to go more viral on social media. You have to think a little bit deeper about these things.
Okay, my brother.
The natural thing to say. Hold on one second. It's not about marriage anymore, right? Suddenly, right?
No. Okay, I see guys who buy a car for a woman, right? In Nigeria. They brought the woman to United States. After 6 months, they dumped this woman. You understand me? They just dumped. It's a pattern. It's a pattern of bringing them in or dump them.
It's a pattern in your experience, in your circle, in the stories you know.
You cannot look. You're not about Nigeria story. I'm not saying the whole Nigeria. I said about the large part of Nigeria.
Oh, that's the first time we're hearing that.
Large part of Nigeria is pocket watching. Both the girl, it's even getting more worse now. Both the girl and the women and the men. You see, our mentality is.
I asked you for a solution. You didn't have a solution either.
The solution, take away the materialistic out of it, right? Take it off. Okay, you come from abroad. Okay, good. So what? What do you have? Let me get to know you mentally. You understand me? You see, guys go home and get married just because they came from abroad. I said that Western way of life to that girl. I deceived that girl. If you've not been to abroad before, you can easily deceive a girl at home. You understand me? That's what I said.
I agree with that.
Even the guests at the Western world, those that are very desperate, you can also deceive them. You understand me? So what I'm trying to say is the dusty way of our Nigerian mindset will take a long time to change. Not all Nigeria, but more than half. I can say 70% of Nigerians.
So, first of all, I think that's an exaggeration. Secondly, what do you think is the solution?
That's the solution. You take the materialistic, the pocket watching out of it. Take that out, right? Know this there. Forget about it come from London, or it come from US, or it come from anywhere. That is not important. It can be dusty over there. You know what I mean? Not everybody that living abroad have the best life, but some of you don't even know how you live over there. Take that dust, just take the dust.
So that solution is unrealistic. People will pocket watch. It's a reality.
That's why it's going to be very difficult. It's very
okay. So can you
people are saying that it's not everybody that come from abroad that is doing well.
Yeah, I wanted to say something.
We need to refine that statement. If you're in America, you're not doing well. You know the America. You must do well, yeah.
I needed to say something, Mr. Kidola, please. I know maybe your focus
America,
is on people that come from abroad, but the truth of the matter is, anybody that
sorry, one mic on ice. Go ahead.
Okay, the truth, Mr. Kidola, I'm just trying to address your emphasis on people that come from abroad. I know it's your own circle, what you know. That's why you're emphasizing on abroad people. But the truth of the matter is, anybody that is materialistic, anybody that have not been groomed well, to always seek, will I say seek dependence on men or whoever they are dating, whether men or women, they will still deal with people in Nigeria that have money, that they think have money. And also, this thing they say have money, it's a thing of the mind.
Yep.
It's a thing of the mind. People, I don't know what is money to people. People always say, some people are married to civil servants. They live better than people that are married to what even those Yahoo people. Maybe Yahoo boy made money just once and money has not come again. And there's problem there. They're managing, hoping that money will come again. But the civil servant salary is going every month. The thing is that how it is you. It has to do with you.
So wait,
your mindset and how content you are.
So Ice, wait, let me ask Brother Kidola a question, right? Somebody just said in the chat, is it Uni? She said, I guess it's a she. I wouldn't legally or biologically bind myself to a man who didn't work or had no means or ambition to get an income. Is that such a bad thing? Do you interpret that as pocket watching, Brother Kidola?
She's saying that, right? That when you start pocket watching a guy or how powerful the guy is, I can pull up with Mercedes-Benz 600 SE to you and tell you all the sweet things. And you believe me, I will pull everything towards your face.
So you think that's pocket watching?
Yeah, pocket watching is when they get try to know you based on whether you wear Gucci or Armani or you have
No. Don't stretch it to Gucci. Just this statement.
Pocket watching when a woman tries to know you based on how heavy you are financially. You understand me? How heavy.
So you're saying Uni is pocket watching?
Yes, she's pocket watching, and that is bound the relationship based on that is bound to fail.
That's not pocket watching, please. With all due respect, it's not. It's not. If you are hardworking, I believe that in relationship, to whom much is given, much is expected. You can't come into a relationship because there's a saying that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You can't come into a relationship and you expect people not to know what they are going to deal with or what they are going to live with, especially if we are talking about long-term relationships. So it is only safe for everyone, including the man, to know what they are getting into. We're not talking about people who fake it now, like, Brother Kindola was saying about pulling up in a Mercedes when it doesn't belong to you and all that. I'm talking authentically how you need to know what the real deal of the person is. So finding out about somebody's income, their job, their financial status, their plans for the next 5 years, what they have in terms of their values in savings, investment, is not pocket watching. It's protecting yourself and knowing what you are getting into. That is doing your homework. That is knowing what you are getting into. For instance, if a brother, who is hardworking, they are, upwardly mobile, they've got plans, 10-year, 5-year plans for their life, goes to marry a woman. A lot of brothers these days don't want to go and marry a woman who only ambition in life is to look pretty, look sexy, and stay at home without bringing any value. They want to know, what do you bring to the table as well? What do you do? What are your plans? What are your values? And finances, whether we like it or not, your economic power is a big aspect of long-term relationships. So finding out about what someone is bringing to the table from both parties is not pocket watching. Finding out what they are all about is not pocket watching. This is about you knowing what you are getting yourself into. It's simple. It's quite simple.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people these days are saying that we need to handle marriage like a contract. Because in a contract, you write out the terms and conditions. Okay, this is me. I'm 30-something years old. This is my job. This is where I live. You know, this is my plan. This is my aim. This is my vision. What's yours? It is unrealistic. And actually, on the women's side, I would say to, my sisters, I always advise them all the time, going into a marriage blindly or a long-term relationship blindly because you're worried about somebody accusing you of pocket watching. And then that's why people fall for people who come up with bogus stories and lies. And it takes me back to what Bio was saying, because I heard Bio, when you were having that discussion with Bio, I heard what Bio was trying to say about authenticity, about honesty, you were saying that is the bare minimum. But trust me, and I heard you saying that, the fact that you are going into a relationship and you are being honest, there's no guarantee that a relationship is going to be successful. And Bio kept saying that it is the core foundation of relationships. And that is a very valid point.
It's valid, and I give him that.
Because you can't say because everybody is lying now, like this brother is saying that everybody is not honest in Nigeria. And so the foundation of the relationship is based on lies. It is even more likely to, because it depends on individuals. What is important to you? For some people, I will tell you that a lie to some people like myself is a big deal. It's a deal breaker. Because you deliberately mislead me. So being honest is not just the bare minimum, it's one of the core foundations for any long-lasting relationship. Let's be honest, there are so many challenges in relationship and marriage, long-term relationship these days. So imagine if the foundation is already shaking based on dishonesty.
No, while you're here, Auntie B, let me be clear on what I'm saying, right? While you're here. When I say it's the bare minimum, right, it's almost like the same thing as saying is the foundation, right? It's the foundation. I agree 100% with that. But there's another human being involved. When you are honest and you hold honesty as a god, there's a chance you're going to set up unrealistic expectations because your own idea of honesty can be actually easily different from another person. Some people don't really consider white lie. Like I say, hey, stay outside. I'm there. I'm coming. I'm there in 1 minute, but they are actually about 10 minutes away, right? You don't understand. Some people's idea of honesty is not healthy when it comes to relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You and I can say, hey, oh, Tommy Jabi, okay, I'll get you next time. Some people, this is at an emotional level a dangerous thing. That's why I said at the bare minimum, you should not lie to anybody about who you are as a person when you're coming into a relationship. That's the foundation. Maybe we can switch that from bare minimum to foundation.
Yeah, it is important that we establish that.
However, you must build emotional intelligence out from your idea of truth because you will suffer. You will suffer, especially because you think you put yourself on this pedestal that I'm truthful, and then that automatically set the other person up for failure when they're just being whatever that is. It's a deeper conversation.
If you are lucky and you come across somebody who holds the same, and that's why values are very important. If you are blessed and you come across someone who hold the same values, what is important to you is also important to them. For instance, I'm using my brother as an example, who believes that let's be upfront, let's be honest. Right. I'll give you a good example. Some diaspora men here in the UK will go to Nigeria to go and marry. I've seen one or two that have come across their stories, and they've had 1 or 2 kids. But they go to Nigeria to go and marry without disclosing that fact. And because Nigerian girls are so eager you know, and that's what it goes back to what I was saying about the perception about Obodo Oyinbo relationships. That anyone that comes from abroad, most Nigerian girls are going to be agreeable to such relationship because one, the opportunity to travel abroad for a better life is there, and you know they are perceived as more, you know, more financially stable and all that. And if you throw in pastor, in the case of our brother Desmond, oh yeah, that's a win-win.
Yeah.
Who can resist such combination?
But wait, Auntie B. Brother Desmond was telling the truth. Bishop Desmond was telling the truth. He was a bishop, even if he ordained himself. How come that truth didn't work out?
So was he telling the truth that he had job when he had none?
He wasn't telling the truth. The father
was he telling the truth?
Okay, there are
that he
some
was
lines
going to
there.
bring a woman within 6
let me
months
say this.
to Italy when he knew that was not feasible. He was staying under his sister.
Let me say this. What we are describing is fraud. It's criminal behavior.
Ola, listen to me. If Desmond had told that family the truth, especially his wife, perhaps he would not be in the mess that he's in today now.
I'm telling you. He would defend himself that I told you
he will still be in this mess.
No, because she found out later so many things.
Hold on 1 second after her.
Let me give you an example.
Sorry, boss.
The father-in-law came yesterday and said, I just got to the US. I didn't have the money. I borrowed the money to go to my daughter's wedding because it was important to me. If Desmond had gone to Nigeria and said to the in-laws or even to the girl, because most times it's women that sell their intended to their family.
Yes.
It's a woman that will sell her to the family and say, he's the one I want. And if he had been honest from the onset and say, oh, okay, I'm in Italy, good, you know, I'm just trying, you know, job, you know,
gentlemen, there's no guarantee.
I'm not saying there's a guarantee, but perhaps it would have, I mean, there's something for her to hold on to.
Brother, gentlemen and ladies.
Let's hear from Brother Tosin. Mr. Tosin, sorry for the delay.
No, that's okay. I'm enjoying the discussion anyway.
Sorry if I can just round up and go to church because it said.
Sorry, Atibi. Yeah, please. I know you were in the middle of something.
Sorry, let me just round up 2 minutes and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that we cannot overflow the issue of people being honest in relationships. You need to tell the truth no matter how hard it is. Tell your intended, this is who I am. I love you. I believe we can work together. We can be together. But this is me. Don't oversell yourself, whether you are a man or you're a woman.
Right. Live your truth. Okay.
Apart from TV, how many of you knew I had a daughter? So I will not hide it. After I marry somebody, 3 years or down the latter, we don't do it. I will not say there was one girl one time. And he's not saying he had a daughter for me.
Yeah.
I can tell the truth now. If you don't like a man that have a daughter, go away. Don't come to my line. I don't want you. Take me for who I am. If you cannot take me for who I am, then I don't want to surprise you in the marriage.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Just hang out for a second, Kidola.
Please, wait, please. Just a second. The big sister. You see the last time you said, I love you. I want to build with you. But without not confronting the money first. As the first thing, before you go to meet a girl or a woman, you must have some certainties in your mind that you don't have to be a lay dog. You understand? They let that girl know your character, and through your character, you will know what you're capable of doing. There's nobody that is lazy. There's nobody just sit now. Oh, I love
your
you.
character is not good enough. You're missing the point.
But in Nigeria, majority of this in Nigeria, if not about the money, if you don't
value your character and truth is not good enough.
That's not divorcing because you are going on and on about money. If it was only just money, then how come the richest men are divorcing? Not only in Nigeria. How come
literally the richest 2 men in the world ever in the history of mankind are divorced?
People get tired of people in time. There are some men who are professional, who remarry professionally. They are very dusty in that. You understand me?
Okay, so I take on board what you are saying, sir. But I'm just going to summarize by saying that, you know what? I strongly believe that even the Bible says it that when the foundation is wrong, then the house cannot stand. A house that The house that is built on quicksand can never. You can't build a house on quicksand and you expect it to stand. It wouldn't. It makes
I
sense
agree,
for
Auntie
a
B.
while, but eventually it will crumble.
I agree, Auntie B, but you have to agree with it. There's more to it.
And of course, there's more to it.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, no, there is more to it.
Okay,
there are
thank you.
facets to it. If we're talking about long-term relationship, we're talking about marriages. So obviously there is so many facets to it, so many things involved. But it starts with you being honest and your character, like our brother was saying, and values aligning. People understanding that, okay, if you are going to Sokoto and I'm going to Imo, we are not on the same journey. We are going to arrive at different destinations. We need to be together, start together, and know where we are going to.
Yeah.
By telling each other the truth, we are both going this way.
That's a great foundation to start from. Absolutely.
Are you agree on this journey? Yeah. And then when you agree, then you begin to study one another and get to know. I don't think it's all money alone. It's not all money alone. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm signing out now.
Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll talk behind the scenes. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Pray for us.
I go pray for you.
Send us envelope. Let us support the church more now. Anywhere it be.
No,
we can support the church with our best.
You know, say we do envelope truth. We get
envelope.
I
Harvest now. After they pray, they go say, "Bio America $20." Oh yeah, binging.
Bye guys, love you.
Thank you. So I desperately want to hear from Mr. Tosin. Please go ahead, Mr. Tosin.
Mr. Ola, thank you for having me. I've been trying to follow the discussion from Auntie B's show.
Yeah, come closer to the microphone.
What do you say?
Yeah, just make sure you are facing the microphone because the mic is. I lost you when you were facing that side for a second. So just face it when you're talking. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I know I've been following this.
No. Face the. Anytime you face that side, I know they hear you.
My distance.
Anytime you are facing that side, I know they hear you. You need to face the camera.
No, somebody is calling me on this phone. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hello? Somebody is calling me, so it's disturbing my phone. Yeah. I said I've been following this conversation and I'm very interested in what's really going on. And I think the way all of us we are looking at the issue in different angles.
Yes.
Even though every angle we are looking at it may be valid, but the question now boils down to who is Bishop and who is the girl that he wants to deal with. You can crucify Bishop from here to heaven, but who is that girl too? Right. And I want you to understand one thing. If you are a man, are we complete in our own set? What is our personality? Who are we? Most people cannot even identify themselves. They don't even know who they are. And they want to get involved with somebody else who doesn't even know herself and doesn't even know them.
Right.
Now, you've pointed out some red flags about Bishop Desmond. From the first day she entered into this conversation, he entered into this conversation and he started talking. That's the peculiar personality when you see that type of people. Talk. That is their own personality. And do you want to ask me, did that lady know this woman before he decided to go into that marriage that they went into? And that boils down to why do ladies in Nigeria, why are they interested in men in abroad? Most of them don't do their due diligence and they don't even care about that. And that is the problem and the bane of most marriages. We don't care to find out about who we are contracting our life to. Oh, she's beautiful. She's working. She's nice. Oh, she's living abroad. Oh, she's working in oil company. Oh, she's a graduate. She has masters. She's a doctor, lawyer. Those are the ephemeral things that we look at without even finding out what is the personality of that person. And when you don't take time to ask these questions before you get into a relationship, you get into trouble. There is no gainsaying about it. When you look at Bishop, I don't see Bishop as a bad person, but come and ask me, what is the background of Bishop? How was he raised up? From what family does he come from? From what is his life story? What is the life story? What is the life experience? Who are the people he has lived his life with before he got to this point in his life? And for somebody who have lived 20 years in Europe or wherever and you cannot find somebody, either white, black, or woman, and the only alternative you have is to go to Nigeria. And when you see the way he talks, it's not his fault. That is who he is. You understand? When you meet people, most people instantly they can know this is who you are. By the time they start having discussion with you, some people they don't care. And when you talk about lies, people lie. Some people they thrive in lying, and some people they enjoy people lying to them. And they are so comfortable when you are lying to them. Look at the people that scam people on the internet. By the time people call their attention, this guy is scamming you. They said they are enjoying it. They are okay with it. It makes them feel good. And this guy starts, have you seen that? You watch it on so many series of data. Look at America. Look at the way blatantly Trump is lying to the whole 78 million people believe in this guy. And we can see that this is absolute lie. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is what happened to some people too. They meet people that they lie to, and these people they get carried along with the lie, with the bogus lie. Those that are obvious, those that are not obvious, they go along with it. So let me come back to the issue of Bishop. Bishop want to get married. Now Bishop's coming from abroad, have this personality, his own personality, and is living in the grandeur of that personality. And he believes with that, he can get whatever he wants in Nigeria. And those people that succumb to, the lady that succumbed to him to go ask what is his background, what is her background, what is her orientation, from what family does he come from, what is her belief, did he even have a world ideology, his own personal ideology, does he even have what he wants for himself, for herself? So when these two people meet, the only thing that is of interest, I want a wife in Nigeria that I think I can control. Oh, I want a man that is living abroad that I think will take me out of my poverty. Those are two opposing sides of life. And by the time they start the relationship, that is when all those little things start coming out. Bishop will now discover that I cannot totally control this woman. This woman will now be thinking, oh, see the way he wants to be treating me as if, you know, all those things. And there are so many things might have gone wrong in what transpired, which we are not privy to. The only thing we know, those of us here, is what happened. Do you know what? Even some people, 10,000 naira can be the deal breaker. If I'm transferring business with you, and 10,000 naira got missing in our business, that can be the end to some people. Even some people, 10 million may not have anything to do. Just forget it. Let's continue our life. Let's continue our relationship. Do you people know what happened between Bishop and the man? And for that man to be so bitter to come on live like this and be telling us he doesn't even know the woman that he contracted. They have pictures, they have videos, they have everything. That shows the extent of bitterness that he has in his heart. And the reality he is portraying to himself. Anybody can go to hell. What is in the brain of that man, unless he has the opportunity to realize that, no, this is very dangerous for him. Because obviously, with whatever he portrayed on the interview that day, a lot of people will have their own conclusion about who that guy is. And it's not good for him. Until he comes to the realization that, oh, no, this is too much. I have to readjust. I have to come back. I have to work on myself. I have to work on my personality. Until he comes to that, he will still continue like that. And mind you, with that, do you know that we will still see somebody that will still marry Bishop? Even with all these scandals. I don't even see this as scandal. It's just a relationship gone
This is not a
wrong.
scandal.
Yeah, it's just a relationship
So
gone
women
wrong.
already indicating interest, if it doesn't mean.
Yeah. Now, and I want to let people understand that. You see, I'm not going to put percentage like Mr. Ola used to say that when you put percentages on things, you see,
no. Let me correct that before you continue. You can. Right?
No, I can't because I don't have the statistics.
No. I'm saying just in general.
But if I come local to what I've experienced, if I come to local in my own locality,
not even that. I don't want everybody to feel like I'm policing how they talk. Right?
No.
I want you to know that it's okay, but you also have to say based on my suspicion, based on what I can see, I would bet that this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we naturally would do that. I don't want anybody to feel like they're policed when they use percentages. That's what I'm saying. But continue.
What I'm saying, based on what, look, I'm 54 years old. By the grace of God, I've had a lot of experiences.
Right.
If that's what and I've been in relationship, and I know I've raised my kids. And I know what it is to be a father, to be a husband. Awesome. So that experience is different from somebody who has not gone through that. You understand? What I'm saying is this. Look, these people going abroad to marry, both parties at times, most times, have different reasons where they are getting involved in that relationship. Yes. If it is a woman going...
That's a good point.
If a woman going to Nigeria or wherever they go to get married, the woman has no reason for going there to marry, and the man that wants to marry that woman have his own reason, and it's two different reasons. Yeah. Everybody must know that it is not about love. It is not love most times.
Yes. But you are agreeing that doesn't excuse us to generalize the whole nation ever.
No, correct? I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying.
I'm saying what he did. I'm saying what he did. You are agreeing that that's not a good reason to ever generalize the whole nation, right?
No, it's not a good reason, but that is the way he sees things.
That's how he sees things.
Yeah, because he sees it that way does not mean that it's not right or it's wrong.
It's valid.
But it's not, that is valid. It's not left for all of us to now dissect in between the lines. How many people can read in between the lines? Okay, this is the reason why this man is saying this. This is the reason. If you have been hurt before, even a woman, I've seen women, even on this show, on Obodo TV show, by the time they speak out about men and their experiences, they end up saying, okay, this is who they are.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, not all men. But let me now tell you this. You see, in life, if you don't meet your woman, you will always get into trouble. The question is, how do you meet that person that is meant for you?
Repeat that. If you don't meet your woman, you will. If you
don't meet your woman, somebody that is meant for you, which is very, very rare.
So you disagree with what Bio was saying earlier, that there's no one woman for a person?
Meant for a man.
No, there's one woman there's several women meant for men.
Okay.
And I can say it here too, there are several women meant for a man.
Yes.
Several women meant for a man.
Like maybe there's one woman meant for you. Maybe if you miss that woman, means your problem is because you miss that woman meant for you. You never marry in your life.
No, you will see. But the thing is this: do we do our due diligence to find out who is meant for us? You can relate with somebody today for the next 3-4 years. You don't even know the person that you are dealing with.
So let me demonstrate. I hear you. Let me demonstrate something real quick. Okay. In my head, just picture in my head. Okay. I'm with my wife. I love my wife. I think she's the most beautiful woman in the world. Right. In my head, do you think I can comprehend what you just said? That there's multiple women meant for.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I can comprehend that? Or do you think it's normal for me to comprehend that? How would you explain that?
No, easily. What it means is that whatever you're looking for in a wife, there are multiple women out there who have that quality.
That doesn't make sense to me. Based on my
let me say it this way. If
It
you are in
makes
a
a
relationship,
lot of sense. Not just one woman, not just one man.
yes.
Listen, not just one man. Let me turn it to the woman's side so that you can understand better. Not just one man. Listen, women, please. Not just one man has the quality or the things that you are looking for in a man.
Yeah, but that takes us
if you
back
have
to
a
my
belief,
earlier argument.
But Mr. Bio, I want you to understand this thing. What you are looking for in a man does not necessarily mean that is what is going to sustain you in the marriage.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That when
whatever
you
you are looking for in a man does not mean that is what is going to sustain you in a marriage.
We are not talking of sustainability now. We are talking of the point of meeting a woman. Like, for instance, what we are being careful here talking about is not about Bio, it's not about anybody's point. Olu knows already. You see one thing there? Anytime Ola talk like this, he already know the answer, but he wants clarification. See, my brother, Ola, please try to do some search about me. I know I can figure your IQ. But what I'm trying to tell you here is this. Listen, on this platform, we say things not because we don't know. We are sensitive. This is a public platform. People listening to you. The words that you say carry weight. Not because people are just going to take it, but you need to be conscious. Now,
they might take it. You have to be careful.
Yes, you have to be careful with disclaimer. But what I'm trying to say here is that, my brother, very too much a time. You know, when a man comes out in a wedding day, listen, and say, let's say on my wedding day, oh Lord, this is the man that God have made for me. I've been waiting for this man. Some persons don't understand that what the woman is trying to say is that the kind of man or the qualities or the things that I need in a man, I found it in this person. Other persons will interpret it like, oh, the man I was waiting for was Ola. So if Ola had gone to Canada and I'm in America, in the next 30 years, I cannot marry until Ola comes back to America. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here.
So I understand it. Here's
Let's
what I'm
make
trying
it simple. Let's make it simple.
Go ahead, Mr.
Do you know that
Tosin.
some people, they get out of marriage and they still get somebody good for their life and they still enjoy the rest of other relationship. They get out of marriage, and not most marriages, not because the marriages is even toxic or it's not good, but they get divorced by one reason or the other, and they move on and they meet somebody that complements their life and their life is good. What about if you drop dead? And the man want to get married or the woman want to get married? You think he's not going to find somebody? He's going to find somebody that will be good.
Say because that was the one that was meant for me.
So now let me say something. This is where we mix things up. As human beings in our human experience, we have multiple facets. We have spiritual, we have emotional, we have physical, and there's probably about 2,000 other dimensions that makes us what we call the human experience. The truth is that if you ever feel like there's a substitute for a woman, you will not marry that woman. You will always think that there is a substitute. Now, let me balance it out. Let me balance it now. Wait. Right? If you're a single man, I don't want you to feel like there's just one person for you too, because that can create a scarcity mindset. You may end up settling for what you don't need to settle for. It's not one end or the other. If I'm in a situation, a relationship, it doesn't have to be a marriage, when I feel like this is the girl for me, and you are living in a different dimension, and you come and tell me, say, you see waiting and don't see. Waiting I see, now waiting I see, that's what I want. In fact, there's no substitute for it. It has nothing to do with if she dies. It has nothing to do with all of this other what ifs. All I know is that in this moment, in this experience, this is the one for me. That is a real life feeling that you're looking for. It's a feeling. It doesn't have to be the reality that there are multiple options that have the multiple qualities. It doesn't have to be. It's a feeling that when you experience it, you know it. And because of that, I don't care how much money you don't have that you planned you were going to have. You will not let it go. Like it's not just woman. Like anything else that you see that you say, that's the car for me. You won't let it go. It doesn't matter if there's $5,000 on top of it. You will nail that car. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because
and
you
that's why they tolerate abuse. That's why they tolerate abuse.
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be.
Mr. I'm a woman. I know Ola is the husband that God gave me. The man for me. If Ola slap me tomorrow morning, I will still remain there.
Every time
because
you do,
I know that no other person can replace Ola. That's what he was trying to explain to you.
Wait, Bio. Every time you do what you just did, you just give me an ammunition.
Yes.
Okay.
I want that ammunition. Carry it more. Carry the ammunition.
Now, you just went from one extreme to the other extreme. I'm talking about when you feel like this is what I've been looking for. You just went to the other extreme where somebody's abused.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
When somebody's
before you go for
no, what I'm saying to you is,
Mr. Tosin, did you notice the one extreme to the other?
I understand that, but the question is this.
My brother, having the knowledge, like the way you gave example, if you are a rich man and you have the knowledge that you have so much money to buy every make of cars in the world, and you choose to remain or stick with Mercedes-Benz or Toyota, does that mean that you are stupid? So what am I trying to explain here? You are making us seem like having the knowledge. Having the knowledge doesn't mean you have to act that way. Like for instance, but having the knowledge that the only car you can drive is Porsche. If Porsche starts misbehaving, you have no choice because you already have that belief and mindset that anything that makes you leave Porsche and go and buy Mercedes-Benz, you are not going to drive good. So what we're trying to say here is
it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Yes. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that why I understand your point and being careful, educating on this platform that listening is, we're not trying to say there are billions of women out there for you. No. What we're trying to say is that when you meet a man and you believe in your heart that this is a man that you value and is your prayer and your wish, you know, and the man now believe, because just like he indicated, there is no marriage in this world that you've ever attended that they gave mark to the woman or the man and they will not say, this is the man that God gave me. And at the end of the day, that marriage break up. Are you trying to tell me that God was wrong or their judgment was wrong?
No, I'm saying, what I was trying to say is that in that moment when they were saying that, they can actually mean it and it can still be bad later. It's okay.
Yeah, so that's what
we have to make that okay. We can't make that the reason why you don't get married at the right time or where you don't make a choice or you have a problem with decision making as a man.
See, Uncle Lu, let me give you this. Wait, let me give you this statement for
Just
free.
Call me Ola now.
Ola. Yeah, Uncle Ola. Yeah.
Ola. I be uncle.
I respect people. Even people I'm older than I call them uncle or whatever. It doesn't mean anything. My boss called me sir in the office where I work. My chat with him, the message he just sent me, he said hello sir. It doesn't mean anything. Now let me tell you something. We live in the United States, yeah, you know what I mean. We just use that preference, doesn't mean anything. Let me say something to you. See, I don't care what you're thinking. You see, like men like me, that I'm single today, I'm proud and single. Are you hearing me? If you like, you think in your mind, or anybody think in their mind that, oh, Bill is 40, 41, he doesn't want to marry, that is their damn business. So what am I trying to tell you? If you like, you married 25 years, it's your choice. I have no problem with you. Okay? So what am I trying to say? This problem we're talking today is more of women problem. You know why? They are the enablers of fake marriages. And I'm telling you today, because many women went into marriages with surprises that they know, because the average African man thinks that I can deceive a woman, get her, give her pregnant, marry her. Anything she discovers after then, she cannot run. Because if she run, they will ever call her a broken woman or something. Yeah, you live in the US. Hey, don't think like that. You come, you lie to me, even if I give birth to a child for you, and I realize that lie, they're going to tell you to your face that you're the fucking liar, man, and you come here to change my life, mess my life up, you're going to pay for this. So because a lot of men went away with those lies, doesn't make it right. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. It doesn't make it right.
So one of the lessons we go learn later, Bio.
Okay.
That we go pick apart together is the obsession with right and wrong. The obsession with right and wrong.
Yes. Is it okay now? Is it the
Go
angle
ahead,
in
Mr.
which
Tosin.
Mr. Bill is talking about this issue is quite different from how I wanted to look at it. You see, we put
The
ourselves
bed?
in this
The bed,
box.
yeah? The bed, yeah?
Go ahead. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we put ourselves in this box because of our mentality. You can, if a woman find a man that he loves, he cares for. I said it before. That does not translate into both of them enjoying the relationship. You can find whatever you want in a woman. The question is until you start relating to it, until you pass through all the ups and downs.
Yes.
You go through fire. And when you come back on the other side, good for you.
Bio, if you not fit relate with this one, it's fine. It's okay. That's just life, right? When you don't go through certain experiences.
The question is this.
Just go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Can everybody go through those
No,
trying
seriously,
periods?
I'm listening to you. I'm not even talking. Go ahead.
And I want you to understand that.
Please talk.
You see, the beginning of a relationship is quite different from the middle of the relationship and even the end of the relationship. Because when people get to a stage in life, the only thing you want is just peace of mind. Forget about human being.
Thank you.
Even every other thing doesn't matter to you again. At a point in life, at the beginning of the relationship, everybody will be running at a skater. You want to get this, you want to get that. I want to look good. I want to find. I want to do this. I want to please this. You want to take care of your children. You see, those periods, there are periods and phases in life. And until all of you go through all these phases, before you can now know that you have relationship, if you are enjoying it now, good. It's fine. There's no problem about that. But what I'm saying, and I will still go back to say that, you see, you have a choice to live. And everybody must be ready to take responsibility in relationship. You must be able to own up to where you are 40 or where you made a mistake. You must be able to own up to where you get it wrong or right. And the other partner must be ready to own up to.
Yeah.
When it comes to relationship. Until both of you find that, and I used to tell people, this is very, very important. Until we understand that both of us are sick.
Thank you.
Do you understand? That both of us need attention. A woman needs attention to be healed of either emotional, financial, or whatever physical, spiritual deficits. And is looking for a man to complement. And that man too is sick on those areas, and he needs a woman too to complement. But unfortunately, when we get into relationship, instead of you as a man to discover where the problem of your wife is, so that you can be of help in that area, and you as a woman, as a man, to look for that area that woman needs your support.
Right.
Everybody have this.
Mr. Tosin, what
Yes,
you just described, right? Somebody is going through something because of what they're going through. The way they interpreted it is, you're asking me to tolerate abuse. Just because of what you just said makes absolute sense, right? And because of the position where I am as a person, I completely get it. It makes absolute sense. You're talking about feeding each other, but at least from a standpoint of understand that you will need to feed the beast that you've created called the relationship. And what that looks like sometimes is that you have to calm down, be patient with the other person on both sides. Because of what somebody is looking at right now, because of what they're going through, the way they're able to interpret that has nothing to do with either they're evil or not, or they're liar or they're it has nothing. It's not relevant to character values. It's just a space where they are right now. The way they're able to interpret that is that you're asking me to tolerate more abuse. These are the nuances I want us to continue to unpack and understand. This is why I will continue to ask for examples so that we can actually get to the bottom of issues. Because, and sometimes, okay, we're not able to have examples. Like, for example, Mr. Kidola earlier, who is still here with us, by the way. Sometimes we're not able to come up with that, and that's fine. We can just talk in general, right? But I will still ask, right? And we can carry the conversation forward. But I want you to understand that we all have lens and a filter that we look at issues with. And it's usually based on our experiences And it's how we interpret the Bible, it's how we interpret anything, it's how we interpret other people's issue. And yes, with that being said, there's a real thing called somebody that's abusive. With that being said, and when we ask 9 out of 10 people, they can say, no, that's abusive behavior. Stop it, right? But I'm telling you that majority of the issues that are in relationships are very nuanced. They're very, very nuanced. They are little stuff that after you look backward, you go be like, that's what we fought on. We destroyed this whole marriage based off of nonsense. But Abio, let me tell you something. Most marriages are not necessarily destroyed. They're not destroyed on lies. Good people end up in divorce court all the time. Good, perfect, almost great people. They're in divorce court, in custody battle. When we say it's only bad people or people that lie at the beginning, we are setting ourselves up for failure because we don't get to the actual.
Only that could not be the only reason.
No, but you said something to the effect of, it doesn't make you wrong. I'm just pointing that out so we can, again, the nuances, the in-betweens, right? When you say it's always because at the foundation there's lie, there's too many divorces to be able to make that claim. There's too many divorces to make that claim.
My brother, let me just tell you something before I leave.
Yeah, Mr. Kidola, right?
Yeah, the mentality of Nigeria. I'm talking about Nigeria now. The mentality of a Nigerian person, both women and man nowadays. Why there's divorce? There's different things that cause divorce. If you really check what really caused divorce, then the guy is fed up of the relationship or the woman is fed up of the relationship. And what causes fed up of the relationship? Sometimes it can be something of the past that come to the present. You understand? If you really love somebody, this way love pay now. It's not about pocket watching now. You can pocket watch and say, okay, he's doing well. He can take care of me. We this way we're gonna follow. But you don't know. Is it a guy that will stay with you for so long, or is it a guy that will get fed up out of you within maybe 2 years, 3 years? Man, nah, I want somebody else. You understand me? So what I'm trying to say, that's what this Mr. Matt just touch on, is really deep knowing somebody. Not about, oh, I want to carry out this relationship. Money is not everything. Money cannot carry up a whole relationship. Money just part of it. But the real part of it is understanding, compatibility, share things together. Can we build together? What is our goals that we can do together? When the one is down, can the other one bring the other person up? When the other one is down, can that person bring the other one up?
Mr. Kidola, you see what you are saying. Sorry for cutting you in. How many of us here, even here on this platform, or those that are listening to us, take due diligence to find out all these things that are very critical for sustainability of a marriage before we get into it?
It's unrealistic. We don't, and it's unrealistic.
We don't, and that is why we will continue to have this crisis over and over. How many of us are even made to even undergo those things? Like I used to tell people. I used to tell people.
Why we are here. That in the first
I used to tell people. I said I have never for one day had any relationship
men and
story.
women to understand.
Sorry, one mic on. Go ahead.
I said I have never for one day from my parents. I live all my life with my parents from secondary school to maybe when I finish my first degree. I've never had them one day talking to me about relationship, talking to me about a boy and a girl. Imagine somebody that has never, how do you think is going to survive? You just get into relationship, boom, and your life just starts like that. Most relationship we have right now is trial and error. You don't even know where you start. Most of them don't even know. Those people that are, it is when we now, even this exposition we are having on the internet now, we don't have access, some of us don't have access to it, and to even give us an understanding of what we are getting into, to people give you an understanding of who we are, of who the other party is. What even this sex education we are having on the social media, we don't have access to it. We don't even know the importance. And I will confess to you. Do you know that? Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Kidola. Let's finish your point.
Those days I also live. Just give me 2 minutes. Those days, when I was in university, right? a girl will run after a guy just because that guy can afford her ice cream?
None. Dominic, none.
You understand me? Ice cream. Just ice cream alone. Or the name of the father. Or how the guy dress without knowing this guy. But at the end of the day, when you run after this guy start beating, that's would not come the domestic abuse. When you really love somebody, the love hardly fade, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, when you really love and you really know this person, you will be with this person for a very, very long time. But when you come for a purpose, and that purpose is he can take care of me. This is what God gave to me. They will start applying religion into something that you will use your brain to solve it. They now become dusty. And Nigerians are made into two things like that. Religion.
What you're describing, Mr. Kidola, sorry, what you're describing is all around the world. I fight my African American friends about this all the time. It's everywhere in the world. And I tell them too, they think it's only them that have problem. They always talk like that too. They think it's only them that have problem. I said, no, I have this one. Because some of them think they want to go to Nigeria and find a feminine woman. I said, oh boy. Let me just say this, right? Mr. Kidola, thank you so much for stopping by.
Coming to your show, man. You know, this is the first time I'm seeing your show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have a pretty great
Let
time.
me quickly tell Mr. Kidola. Mr. Kidola is much more than love. Oh. That thing we call love is we are supposed to use common sense, but we call it love.
Yes, that's what they call
Can we even define love?
That's
Can we even define love? We can never define love. Forget about it.
The last statement of Mr. Kidola is a clear definition of blind love. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
please keep coming back because we have to continue the conversation. Thank you. Yeah.
Have a nice bro.
All right, yeah. So let me just say this real quickly, right? Everyone, this whole pointing fingers thing is natural. Let's all keep doing it because that's how we have these conversations, okay? But the solution is deeper, and I will keep digging for it, okay? The truth is that everywhere you go in the world, there's people are people. We are flawed. That's why setting yourself on this pedestal, that's why you see me push against overly stressing the truth, character, and value thinking. Like, calm down. You will fail. Because while you are correct, you're setting yourself up for failure because that's
you are too emotional, like me.
No, we're all emotional. As a matter of fact, what I'm saying is that we're emotional. Calm down. Because if we're not emotional at all, right, it would be as simple as right, wrong, do the right thing. Right, wrong, do the right. It will be that simple. But because we're emotional beings, we fall flat on our face with that do the right thing all the time thing. They work.
As I like my people, once they just write on the comment section, calm down, just calm down immediately. Because before they go chop me wrong, I don't even look at their name. I don't care who made the comment. Once I just hear calm down, I just calm down.
People be there. That's how people be there.
I need to listen to them.
Yeah, so the thing we say, I think once you go through this experience, like my brother Mr. Tosin was saying, and you come out on the other side, naturally you will have a different perspective in life. Just look at our grandparents. The way they train kids, right? Not the way that the parents train them. The parents, they do gra. I go flog them. I go there. And then grandfather is just like, it's calm. Because they realize that last, it's not that deep, right? And I have to calm down. Yoruba people say, Tojuba farabale. Mr. Tosin, sorry, pé mo pòwe. Sorry, I can't pòwe níwájú àgbàlagbà ni. Tojuba farabale, arimu, that means if your eyes calm down, you will see the nose. It's not aggressiveness. It's not all these standards. While I want you to have standard and values and not settle for anything, I want you to calm down and don't you're beating yourself up. Calm down, don't beat yourself up. Get to know people at a very organic level. When you are in front of them, you may have your standard that you write down at home. When you are getting to know them, get to know them. Learn how to read people in real time. They are saying something that they're not using their words to say. Build your skill set so you can hear what they are saying to you. But if you understand how the human mind works, right, you're not able to actually get to know them if you're busy thinking about that big list that you made up as you continue to live a single life. This is only applicable to you if you want to get married. If you don't want to get married, disregard this channel completely, I beg. right? But
Ah,
if
no,
you
don't say that. Don't say that, please. How can you say people that don't want to marry should disregard it? I mean,
because
But
we talk about
Mr.
relationships
I
and
want to ask
marriage
you a
here.
question. Do you think everybody will get married? No.
No, I don't think
Not
so.
everybody is made
even
for
Jesus
marriage.
not married now.
No,
Eh?
wait. I don't think so. That's precisely why I said that. But they tend to come in the room and remind me of that. I already know that not everybody wants to be married. I'm
Even
talking
me,
to
I've already
And
signed up
everybody is
my
even
life.
made
I
for
signed up my
marriage.
life
Not everybody is made for
at age
marriage.
17 not to marry self.
no,
When
but
I wanted to become a priest.
people will
So
say
what
that,
could this
and
be?
the problem is that people will say that and end up in a toxic marriage. So let me talk, okay? Let me just say
No,
this,
go ahead.
right?
No, I was just
Ma-
trying to
ma-
help you
I
so
want
that
to
marriage
say
you
something.
know.
marriage and mating as human beings is a natural course of things. Doesn't mean that everyone has to do it. It doesn't mean that everyone will end up doing it. It doesn't mean that you are indicted if you don't do it. It doesn't mean that you've offended anybody if you don't do it. You have the right to choose the course of your life.
That's it.
However, when we're in a room and we're talking about marriage and relationships, you're telling me that you want marriage if you're telling me that you don't want marriage. That's what you're telling me.
Oh, okay. I got you
Your
now.
words are discounted for me. I will listen to it to believe you, but
Okay.
I'm looking out for your actions to match. You see what I'm saying?
I
So
got
it's
you. So this is a
yeah,
marriage channel. If you don't have a business or intend to
relationships,
marry, then there is no
relationships.
need for you to be here. That's what you're trying to say.
Or
I
to
got
argue
you.
with us about that point. You can be here because here's the thing: people will say, "I don't want marriage because marriage hurts people," but you will by default be in relationships. You need to learn relationship skills. It's not relevant if you want marriage or not. You're going to be in relationships with people. It's the same skill set that
Skill
you
set,
need.
yeah.
You need to learn how to relate with people. You need to learn that people are doing the wrong thing sometimes, not because they are bad people. They're just people, right?
A
It's
person will say
deep.
marriage not good. Loneliness not
Common
good.
sense.
Oh.
Common sense. No, they hard up.
Brother Allah, can I say something?
Yes, Miss Ice, please.
Brother
Just
Allah.
you. Just you only.
I put the camera on because I think people have seen my face enough.
No.
You
We've
better
not.
put your face
Your
out
face,
here
they
if you
give
are.
us joy. They give me joy. Let me speak for myself. Forget every other person.
Okay. Brother Allah. And I listed some of those things down, so I want us to say it. But Allah, it's like you believe in early marriage. Is that true?
No, I believe not necessarily early marriage. I believe that time is the most precious thing in life. That's the number one asset. And if you waste it, you can never get it back. Even if you were
Okay.
lying to yourself while you were wasting it. You
Yeah.
don't get to say I didn't know, I was just lying to myself. That time just the fly, regardless. Right?
Okay, but I have
Yeah.
something to say about that. Just as you say,
Mhm.
there are some people I've seen. There are some that I still see that are good.
Right.
Like I would say, like I've seen like 10 couples that were married very early in their 20s,
Right.
and I won't even lie about it. About six of them, while they were approaching 40
Right.
with teenage kids, they actually not will I say
They
they
regret
regretted.
it.
They
They always regret
regretted
it,
marrying
actually.
Yeah.
early.
Go ahead and
It's
say
not
it.
like
Yeah.
their partners were really, really bad, but the one statement most of them made were if they had known better, they wouldn't marry that early. It's not like their partner was bad.
Mm.
If they had known better, they wouldn't marry that early. That was what they were always saying. So, not that's why I said what you listen to, what you hear, what you see will make up some things that you have your thoughts and all that. So I put those together. While some that were still striving hard, they were still going on well. Those ones were like, it's not easy, but we need to just move on. It's not easy. Early is not easy. Take your time. Take your time. It's good though, but take your time small. Take your time small.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, back in the
Then
days, we never used to say that, but I understand why it's being said nowadays. It's because of the divorce rate, particularly with people that marry young. And you're absolutely correct. One of the first regrets, especially on women's side, is that I shouldn't have married early. And they do precisely what Bishop will do. They will start advising people to not marry early. You see what I'm saying? But I understand where it's coming from. I get it, right? But the truth is that if you get married at 50, not the same ground zero.
It's not a guarantee. Yeah, it's not a guarantee.
No,
But do you believe economy sometimes affects your marriage?
You need to hear this phrase. You need to hear this phrase. It's the same ground zero that you would have started at 20.
Yeah.
Because you marry late doesn't mean you suddenly have more wisdom because of age.
No, Ola, can I just ask you this concerning economy? This is not about marriage itself.
Right.
You know why my sister? No, yeah, why my sister?
I
is
bet
there.
let my sister finish.
Yeah, why my sister is there. Do you know that? Do you agree that in different countries or different platforms, let's say for instance, in the US, we know that there are government support or some kind of platforms already there. So even if a man or a boy of 22 marry early and they have kids, based on the given the environment, the challenge they will face is not the same as a boy of 27 in Nigeria that is unemployed and just want to go into marriage. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So let me address that point before I let her continue, right? The thing is that everything else being equal is what I am talking about. There are other factors. One of them being financial. If you can't take care of yourself plus a few other people as a man, I don't care if you're a 50, stay single until you die. Buy a dog and die alone. See, now we're talking about the other factors. What I am saying is precisely when a person says, no, I will be smarter and wiser at 35. Even though I have all the money, I will wait until 35. No, you will not be wiser and smarter because you're not going through that experience. Experience is still the best teacher, much more than, listen, the other thing that's closer to experience is maybe a mentorship. Maybe you're watching examples, right? But when you are inside of it, there's just some things that you can comprehend better than when you're outside of it. So when people say self-discovery when they're single, it's like, what do you mean? Because you actually discover yourself more with respect to how you relate with other people. You're not being tested when you're not in relationship with other people. It's comfort zone. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead, sis.
Okay. So, and there's another thing. You believe that in this life there are no rules to this life because what works for A might not work for B. What works for C might not work for D. There are people that got into marriage early or got to marriage late. They are maybe first, second, third year was difficult, even abuse, but they walked through, and after some time they worked on it, and it was blissful afterwards. Why some? It was the other way around. So the thing is, just as you say, what we put out there, other people take it and run with it. But what I tell people, don't take whatever anybody tells you and run with it. I will only tell you, see what I heard, see what I know I've seen. But put it with your own and work with what works for you.
Right.
What works for some ladies suffered with some men and it worked for them at the end of the day, they gained it. Some did not even suffer. They went in and said queen and they're enjoying. Why some suffered and at the end of the day they did not enjoy it? It's just like that. It's just like I'm always taking a case study just because you have already pointed out about case studies. Like this, your case now. Your case, whether the wife at home likes it or not, no matter the millions she's going to be making with her endorsement and all that, she wish she still had our normal family back. Her normal family she had before. But you know, as it is now, really, there's nothing we can do about it. Is two ways. Is either the marriage is going to break up or she's going to accept that woman as a second wife. So it is already looking at them at their face already.
So the Yule situation, right? From what I could see, I don't know them, so I don't know everything that went into there, right? It looks like he cheated and he just said, make her turn him to wife. That's a completely different ballgame entirely, right? He cheated, she got pregnant, she said, let me just turn her to a wife. That's what it looks like, but I don't know.
Okay, now I want to emphasize on that to you now. You are trivializing it. It's not that easy. They were married for 17 years.
Right.
This person that that had a baby with him now, they've been dating for the past 5 years. It was established that they've been dating for the past 5 years.
Did the wife know?
The wife did not know. The wife didn't even know that he had a baby until he came online and announced it.
Okay. Wait. What do you mean by relationship? A side chick? Is that what you mean by relationship?
The side chick. He was
that's not how polygamy was traditionally practiced.
That's what I'm coming to now. That if we are I'm marrying on okay, like now the woman has been there for him. It's not like it's a yardstick, but the thing
Sorry,
that
I gotta go. Thank you very much. Sorry, guys. Thank
Bio, I
you.
don't link you on IG, okay?
Yeah, one love.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
release me too?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay.
Thank you.
The thing is that the woman has been there. You understand me? It's not like it's a big deal. Fine. Then we should decide on what, when we are getting married, we should decide on what we do and tell the truth that maybe along the line may decide to have a second wife, or maybe I may not. Not that you tell somebody, no, I will not have a second. No, I'm against that. Then tomorrow you will not come and do a different thing. What I'm saying is that it's betrayal.
Okay, we agree on that. We agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is betrayal, and all this boils down to coming to lies. Lies. People lie. People.
But you were saying something about, did I believe that there's no rules to life?
Yes, there are no rules to life. When I mean there are no rules to life, what works for A might not work for B.
Yes, but that's a rule. That's a principle of life.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like when you say, like, that's why we get lost in semantics sometimes. In just English word, which one, and then we have to have the conversation to figure out that we're actually saying the same thing, right?
Yeah.
The truth is that there are principles that guide life. One of them being that don't try to apply what worked for you to another person. That some people can interpret that as a rule, as a principle. The problem becomes when people say there's no rule to life, but they want to just misbehave anyhow, and they think they will get away. No, part of the principles of life is that there's consequences.
Yeah.
And you can avoid reality all you want. You can't avoid the consequences of avoiding reality, because reality remains the only truth. So, for example, when people say, I'm telling the truth, but reality is different from truth, they will fall because the reality will prevail, because that's the actual truth. Sometimes it's like we're talking about time right now. We say, oh, let's just wait until we are wise before we get married. Well, time, And like I said earlier, circumstances in life, there are divorcees. There are people that it just didn't work out. There are people in medical school, right?
Yeah.
Circumstances in life. Sometimes it's just they didn't know any better. Maybe they projected that stupid rule on themselves that it's okay to wait forever. And then they start to feel a little bit differently as they get older. That's all circumstances. What I am saying is that if there's a 19-year-old listening to me, you don't control time. Don't do that to yourself. You don't control time, right? It's not because one person, like you said, one person may have that much time to still create and have love and enjoy love. You may not have, like your wife or your husband could be right there at 25, 26, but because you're busy listening to all these other rhetorics, you've now missed out, and now you have to wait longer. And somebody can listen to me and beat themselves up too. Don't do that to yourself. Where you are right now is the best position. This is time. This is the gift. This moment is the gift. I don't care how old you are. This moment is the gift. What you do with the now is what's going to determine the rest of your life. Don't worry about the past.
Yeah.
Right? So, but thank you so much for coming up.
Thank
Auntie B
you.
is jealous of me. She's jealous because you calmed up for me.
No, I really wanted to come because of Desmond. Please, just as you said, we can't help who doesn't want to be helped. But I know when he continues to come around you, he will come around though.
No, but no, he needs to go and pay someone. I already spoiled him that I think can come around for free. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this because that's the only way. Because let's be frank, this is a business platform where we're creating content here, right? So I said, okay, if you want to come on and tell your story, but no, I can't stay on Instagram and be talking to you for free.
Yeah.
So, but when you pay attention. He needs to go and pay someone big bucks. He needs to pay at least $2,000 for series of sessions. And he's not going to do that unless he's hit rock bottom. And it's okay, he has life, so there's hope.
All right. Thank you, brother Allah. Thank you
so
your
much.
wife too. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right.
We'll talk soon. All right. All right. Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. This was Surviving Bishop Part 1. I will be changing the title. So when you see Surviving Bishop Part 2 coming up, you will know that you know what time it is, right? If you're Obodo fan, thank you so much for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it because it means you value you value what I have to say, and I can't take that for granted ever. So, but we are having a lot of conversation here on this platform. We're having a lot of conversation as well at Lola and Ola, which I we create a weekly video for couples and people in relations. It doesn't have to be marriage, just anyone who is trying to understand relationships better. We also create always. I want you to. I'm going to come up with a name for. I keep saying Obodo fam, but we got to come up with our own name here. If you want to keep coming back here, do me a favor. Give me suggestions. I will look at it later in the comment area. Give me suggestions of what we can call ourselves here. It's men of prestige. All the men coming here are men of prestige. I'm not necessarily the man of prestige. We're just trying to build a community of men of prestige. That's the idea. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of ladies here today, and I can't front. I can't neglect you guys. So, and a lot of conversations around relationships in general, and not just marriage. So we will continue to have these conversations. I will bring up some celebrity topics and dissect it when it comes to relationships, as a matter of fact. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. And to be, thank you so much, because this was pure love. Pure love. I appreciate you. But hopefully, you were enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.